Welcome back! Hello everyone! Welcome to Ghostlight RPGs presents Tales of the Public Domain! That is a fantastic adventure that reaches the far corners of the public domain. I am Justin Barron. My pronouns are he, him. I am your dungeon master for the evening. And with me, I have some familiar faces, one possible new face. Let's introduce these guys. So, why don't we go around, introduce yourself, and what is your favorite nursery rhyme or like bedtime story, like when you were growing up? Do you have one? Put you on the spot here. Who has one? Who wants to start? Anybody?
I have one by just the sheer fact of having heard it recently. So I can't say it's my favorite, but it's been stuck in my head forever. I don't know if this is a nursery, but if you recall that song, the kookaburra sits in the old gum tree.
Yes.
Now you're cursed. You have it forever. It won't leave your mind.
Wow. Wow. Thank you for that curse. Also, who
I'm
are
Puck,
you?
by the way. My name is Puck. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm a sharer of curses.
Amazing. Thanks, curse sharer. Pass it to somebody else, Puck.
Let's go to our new guest, Darrington.
Hello, my name is Darrington Clark. I use he, him pronouns, and it's a far reach back to get to nursery rhymes, but there's one that I know that I got read all the time, and it was just the classic Humpty Dumpty. And I didn't really ever internalize how morbid it was until my later years. But there you go. Aren't most of the nursery rhymes actually kind of...
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're all effed if you like study them hard enough. Yeah.
All cursed. I'll pass it to Jess.
Oh, hi. I'm Jess. Jess Abad, and I use they, she pronouns. My dad used to read Cinderella to me all the time. I just know he read it. I don't remember anything because I don't remember what version it was. I just remember he used to read it to me all the time.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask. Like Disney version or We're Cutting Off People's Toes version?
Probably the toes, probably. I bet. I would fall asleep before he would get past the first paragraph, though.
Fantastic. And then pass it over, Jess.
Wow. Oh, well, Annie.
Goes! She picked me. Hi, my name is Annie Schwaner. I use she, her pronouns. And I'm trying to think of a nursery rhyme. I remember they came out with the book that was the twisted version of Three Little Pigs, but it was like the wolf side of the story. Have you ever read that? It was so fun. He was just going over to borrow a cup of sugar, and he kept sneezing and blowing down everybody's houses, and so that was one of my favorites. I thought that was the funniest book ever. So.
The Wicked of its times.
Yes, it kind of was. Anyway, here you go, Justin. Back to you.
Thank you. Mine, I don't know if this counts, but like it was the stories that I had read to me as a child, like going to sleep. Dr. Seuss. I was a big Dr. Seuss kid, and so that's mine.
I love Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, Dr. Seuss is great. So some content warnings here. Tales of the Public Domain is a PG-13 adventure. We use graphic language. We will probably have some violence in here. We do utilize safety tools such as lines and veils and color cards like these. We just use these to make sure that we're all staying comfortable and respecting each other's boundaries. So if you see any of these little things pop up throughout, just know that that's normal, and we're just trying to be a good team here. And then also, don't forget to follow the channel so that you catch all the other stuff we're doing. This weekend, we got Sunday morning, we have a Tales of Equestria adventure, which is like My Little Ponies, but, D&D, which is fantastic. That's going to be starting either 10 or 10:30 a.m. Central Time on Sunday morning. And then next, oh boy, what is it? Wednesday, I believe, the 22nd? Is that a Wednesday? Yeah. Sure. The 22nd, we're doing our Hobbit Day special. We'll be playing The One Ring, And that will be led by, I should mention, Tales of Equestria is going to be DM'd or GM'd by Emma Carter, one of our faves, and then the One Ring will be DM'd by, or GM'd again, by Graham Ward, another one of our faves. So yeah, and then we'll be back here next Friday. You don't want to miss this stuff, so you have to follow us to get that little notification and be like, oh right, they're streaming right now, I should go watch. Anyway, as Jess put it earlier, follow, subscribe, smash that button. I forgot what you said, Jess. You were so good when you said it, though. It was so, like, rehearsed. Like, in a good way, though. I know, that word could have come off as a, I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Some key, good question. I don't know if it's first or second edition. I don't know. That's a question for our boy Graham. You have to show up and find out. That's the only way, really.
Yep.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else, let's go ahead and get back into Tales of the Public Domain.
Wow.
When we last left off, we had gotten to know 3 storied protagonists, Dr. Dolittle, Trixie, Tootsweet, and Johnny Appleseed. And these 3 people found some disruption in their everyday lives, in their stories that we have come to know. But before we jump back into that, I think it's we should jump into a new story altogether. We see 2 children running through a crowded marketplace, dwarfed by the grandiose architecture all around them. The city, full of colorful fabrics drifting in the breeze, fragrant aromas, and a cacophony of language shouted from 100 different throats. The children stop near a crowded fountain and climb up a nearby scaffolding for a better look. They spot them there, a figure at the center, at the fountain, addressing this crowd. There! One child points. There he is! Hercules! Darrington, could you go ahead and describe your character for us?
Well, the public knows Hercules as the hero of all heroes. Whenever there's a heroic deed that needs done, Hercules is always there, and the crowd loves him for it. And he loves the crowd for loving him. You could find him on a day like this, giving an inspiring speech to the passers-by, doing their regular things, while Hercules is off saving the world. A day like today.
So, you have this crowd just wrapped around your finger, as usual. Not too far out, you see, Megara. Megara?
I think
Megara?
Megara. Disney rules, that's what I say.
Yo.
Megara.
We'll go with Megara. So damn it. So Megara is out there, kind of sitting, legs kind of crossed and sitting underneath a bit of a shady tree, just listening to your tale. Everybody else is just gathered around. They are one man yells, Hercules! Just tell the one about the lion! That's my favorite.
Oh, the tale of the lion I slayed with my bare hands. You know, all of those stories that you heard about these tales, these quests, how I defeated the Hydra and slayed the lion and those 10 other ones. All legitimate, all me. And the lion, the fiercest one of all. He put up a good fight. That's where I got this scar, but he was no match for these.
Make me a performance check, if you would, Darrington.
A performance check is what I do best.
Ooh.
Performance. I just have to click it, right?
That's right.
Fierce.
23. Very nice. Yeah, they today especially, they are just soaking it up. Oh, the lion, and then and they're all kind of reenacting. Those two kids have made their way up to like the front of the crowd. One of them runs up, Mr. Hercules, can you please sign my toga?
Oh, but of course, young man, right here. Now, go and tell all of your friends that Hercules made your day.
Oh, I will. Everyone, Mr. Hercules made my day. Running off. The crowd applauds. Everyone loves it. You kind of glance over to Megara as she never seems to. I mean, she's smiling, but you just can't tell. Make me an insight check. Let's just see if you can even gather what she's thinking.
I thought today would be the day. Insight. Oop, not good at this.
16.
Huh?
Not bad. You can see that she wasn't really interested in any much of it until the little kid got up there and ran away, and then she kind of smiled a bit more. And that seemed to really grab her attention a bit more. It's at this point that the crowd, like the bell rings and the crowd starts to disperse a bit. Story time is over. It's time to get back to, work and whatnot. But you're still there, and there's still like a few people, like maybe who are in the back, who are starting to come up and like ask for signatures or ask to like regale a tale or something like that. You get at least one, Hercules, will you marry me?
Oh, that's very kind, but I have my eyes on another.
Of course. Why would I think I'm worthy? Walking off. You feel, or you hear a familiar voice behind you. Really soaking it in today, aren't they?
Iffy. Every single time you have to ruin my fun like this?
I don't ruin your fun. I'm here to make sure that your fun can keep going, right?
Oh, sure.
Hercules, the more you put a target on yourself like this, it's only a matter of time before somebody comes itching for a fight.
Oh, what are you talking about? Everything always works out. There's no way anything in this little world is going to top their hero, Hercules the Magnificent. Why don't you just live in the fantasy with me for a second? Jeez.
Because the fantasy is going to kill you, brother.
Look, I know that I don't always plan out the best execution of these things, but it always works out, and they're none the wiser.
Of course you don't. You're relying simply on the fact that you're tough-skinned. That's not enough. Hercules, it's time that you come and train with me like I've asked you.
I was dipped in a river. I was born of gods. I don't need any of this. This is how you think and plan and strategize. I've made it this far, huh? You need your own fan club.
Oh, God. And then he goes and sits down near the fountain. He pulls out a coin, kind of flips it, and it drops into the fountain. By the way, this fountain is a statue of you, like looking beefy and burly with like this lion's like body draped over one shoulder, and like the other has like a spear with a point as you are like holding up to the sky. He sits down and he says, couldn't help but notice Megara was in the crowd today.
Yeah, I can't believe she actually came, but she didn't even come and say hi. What do I gotta do? What do I gotta say?
Have you tried being yourself?
No. I'm not gonna be myself. I'm gonna be this. And I point to the statue. And I really wish they'd made it 12 feet taller like I asked.
Hercules! He stands up, puts a hand on your shoulder. I have things to go do. I'm asking you, as someone who truly knows you, come with me. There's more for you in this world than fabricated lies.
Just no, Iphicles. You're talking to me like you're my brother and like you know better than me. But I'm the hero. I'm the one they worship every single day. You gotta give me some credit for that. It'll all be fine. Trust me. They do.
All right. Well, I'm never far away. If that facade of a hero ever tends to fade. He steps down the stairs, walking down the street into the city. You see Megara is at a nearby vendor, looking at some fine cloth, like, just by the spool, basically.
Give the lady whatever she wants.
She looks at you. That's not necessary.
Hey, did you hear the story today? A couple life-size snakes, but no problem for me, right?
Right, yes. I've heard that one a few times.
You heard the one about the lion then, of course.
That one too, yeah.
Okay. Looks like I need to go adventuring and make up some new material. Maybe something that might impress you.
Make me a boy. I can't decide between deception or persuasion. I guess deception, because you're trying to pull this off as a lie here.
Ooh.
11. Okay. She says, "Yes, perhaps you should go and make up some new material." She turns her back completely to you and starts walking down the alley. You see, as she goes, you hear a voice from like down an adjacent alley. Help! Help! Run! 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 And multiple people start kind of like screaming and rushing down the alley. Do you do anything?
Yes. I won't have to make this one up. And Hercules starts running towards the sound.
Okay. You start running that direction. People kind of, getting in your way, basically, as you're going, like, swimming upriver through this crowd.
Excuse me, hero, coming through. Make it way.
Hercules! Oh, Hercules is here! They're all kind of moving around you. And you get to this kind of intersection of streets, and you stop. Most of the crowd has gone by, and you turn and look, and you see about 50 feet and lessening as they run towards you. I should say charge towards you. you see a fully grown Minotaur, head down, horns out, just like juggernauting through this city, straight towards you. What do you do?
Oh my God. Okay. What do I have around me? Anything? Or is it just an empty alley?
There are a few like now deserted like vendor stations, little market, like fair, carpets and some strings kind of hanging from building to building that are, rope that's holding, different goods and clothes of different kinds. Right to your left, there is a whole rack of spices, with like, a little food station.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's see if a little carpet action won't slow him down. Hercules is gonna grab a carpet, toss it around his head a couple times, and throw it at the Minotaur. No
All
plan,
right.
just gonna see what happens.
You go ahead and make me, this is great. Go ahead and make me we'll just say this is an attack. What's your weapon is a club, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this isn't that, but go ahead and roll the club for me anyway.
Okay.
And we will figure out. Right. Okay. So what is your dex score or modifier? Like, what's the plus number? Plus what?
It is 1 + 1.
Okay. So, okay. Great. So you swing a carpet. Are you like throwing it, or are you just kind of swinging it trying to like
I'm gonna throw it full coverage, see if I
Okay.
can't confuse it.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
All right, you throw it in the air. It kind of rests, and then the Minotaur runs over it as you have completely missed. At this point, the Minotaur is right in front of you. Go ahead and roll me initiative real quick, Darrington. That
I
is
just click it
Yeah,
right
you
next
just
to armor
click it.
class.
That's right. Yes.
Ooh,
What'd you get?
looking at 10.
10. Okay, so the Minotaur goes first as it kind of faster than you expected catches you off guard. And I am going to make an attack on you at the moment. This is a gore attack. 14. What's your armor class?
17.
17. So the gore misses. And then, yep, that's unfortunately all I could do. So it kind of, and you jump out of the way as it smashes into a stall next to you. It some yarn kind of flies everywhere, colorful, all through the air. And the Minotaur looks straight at you, like these dark black eyes look at you and say, Hera sends her regards. And what do you do?
Oh, there, boy. Let's talk about this. I've been down this road once or twice. Now, Hera gave you something to send to me. Now, I bet I can give you something even better to go on home. All right? What are we thinking? Gold, wealth, fame? What gets you back to your Minotaurian family, huh?
Make me a persuasion with disadvantage.
Persuasion,
Although
disadvantage.
you have advantage on persuasion, I believe, right?
Yeah. No, I don't think it's one of my like super strong ones. I do on perception, performance, survival, and athletics, but I don't think I do on persuasion. Oh no, wait. Let me look at
because of your
yeah, my silver tongue. Treat any roll of 9 or lower as a 10 on persuasion and deception checks.
Okay. Well, regardless, make a persuasion check with disadvantage here.
Disadvantage. Persuasion. 10.
10. The Minotaur looks at you. She said you were a coward. He's coming at you. I will give you a bonus action or a move if you have anything to do with either of those. You've kind of taken your main action to try and persuade him.
Yeah.
Let's see. You have so yeah, because of your fight or flight maneuver, you have, because you spent your action doing something other than attacking, you can spend your bonus action to hide, dodge, or disengage if you want.
Definitely dodging or hiding.
Okay, sure. We'll say dodge. I think because where he's at with you, it's going to be pretty hard.
It's just a little
hide.
close.
So we'll just say dodge, which means he has disadvantage on his attacks against you. Cool. He's gonna come in again as he rushes towards you. Okay. Goodbye, die. You suck. Okay. He that one misses. As he comes at you again, trying to throw his arms around you this time and squeeze you. But as he gets his arms around you, you just duck underneath and he squeezes himself. You kind of dip around to the other side. It is your turn.
Okay, all right. Just because I'm a coward doesn't mean I'm not right. I'm gonna try to, after I dip underneath his arm, see if I can whip myself around and get on top, horseman style.
Okay, yeah. Fantastic. Make me an athletics check.
Okay, now we're back in my wheelhouse.
So you need to beat, well, more than that.
Not my wheelhouse. Hey! Wait, can I see if I have anything that can make that better?
Sure.
Athletics. I bet it's saving throws. Advantage on saving throws. Advantage on athletic checks. I should have rolled advantage, sorry.
There you go. No, you're good. Go ahead.
So I just do it again.
Yes, just roll one more time.
Please be better. Cool. Well, 11 was the advantage. So.
You try to swing up on top of him. He's going to go ahead and take his next turn, and he's going to reckless attack you, which means he rolls with advantage. Okay, this one is a 22 to hit. That's going to hit you. That is going to do... 13 points of what does it say? Piercing damage. You try to flip around onto his back. He is expecting that and kind of shrugs you off immediately as you kind of land on your feet. He just whips himself around and just slashes through your kind of across your chest with his horns. He is then going to nope, not 10 feet. Okay, cool. He kind of stands there in front of you. At this point, and Hercules, you kind of backed up again, smashed into the wall behind you. You see through your peripheral down the streets, you see the crowds have gathered to watch this next great feat of Hercules. What do you do?
Hey. Last chance. We can make a deal, right? We can just call it even, fair and square. You head home, I handle the crowd. Nobody else has to get hurt, right? Just let me know what I can give you. I swear, anything you want. I can top Hera's offer, okay?
I'm going to let you roll persuasion again here, but because you've already tried this tactic, the DC or the level the number you have to beat has gone up. Cool. So you're going to have to beat a 25 this time.
Oh!
It was a 20 the first time, so this time a 25. Which
okay, what's happening?
Treat
any roll of 9 or lower as a 10. Well, let's see what happens. Persuasion, right?
Yeah.
Damn it.
You try this one. You think because he specifically, unlike a lot of your other things, he is specifically sent by Hera. She must be giving him something good, or maybe even threatening him in a way that there's no chance that he's going to flub this up. So if you want to take a bonus action to dodge again, you can, or you can try to disengage and then like run. It's up to you.
I'll try to do one more dodge.
Okay, cool. So he takes a little movement to back up and kind of and rushes towards you. You have dodged, which disadvantage, but he's going reckless, which makes it just a straight roll. That's a 26 to hit. I got a natural 19 that time. That is, yeah, he's a beastly boy. A beastie boy. He's a beastie boy. This time, the gore is going to cause you 14 piercing, and I need you to make a strength saving throw, which you do have advantage on.
Yes. Advantage and just hit strength?
Strength saving throw. It's inside the little box to the right, above skills. Everyone, this is like Darrington's like third time playing D&D. Isn't he doing so well?
Yeah. Hi. Wait, above. Really well.
So look at the skills box.
I'm getting wrecked.
See where the
above skills, strength, saving throws. Gotcha. I'm with it.
There you go.
24.
Okay, 24, fantastic. So you so it pushes you, kind of sticks its horns right at you, but your legs do that thing where they kind of crush into the ground itself as you hold your ground. You do not let him knock you prone. It's at this point that you see a spear come down and strike the Minotaur right in the back. You recognize the spear as Iphicles' spear, and in fact, it kind of javelins through the side of this Minotaur, kind of rolls back a bit, and you see quickly sliding in, grabbing the spear, catching it after a few twirls. Your brother Iphicles is there, shield, spear, ready to go. Your turn.
Jeez, thanks.
Hercules, just run. I got this.
Oh, Doug, you know I can't do that. There are people watching. Ugh.
Just damn your pride. Just go.
No, I can't. You gave me an opening, and I'm grateful for that, but I have to finish this myself. Oh, Zeus's toga, I hope this works. And he's going to take his club from where he stores it behind his back and just eyes closed go for a whack at the Minotaur.
Okay. Yeah, eyes closed.
Yep.
All right, I will give you disadvantage for that.
That is what he's gonna do.
But that's awesome. I love that. Actually, because so he recklessly attacked you, so you get advantage against him. Mixed with your disadvantage, just roll naturally.
Roll normal.
Yep.
Should I and with my club, right?
Yes.
Beep. 24.
24 hits, and you do 12 bludgeoning as your club, you close your eyes and you just, and just straight across the jaw, a tooth flings out, kind of, skittering across the sidewalk. It turns and looks back at you. angry, so angry. Anything else you want to do on your turn? Remember, fight or flight. If you fight, you get the bonus action attack again.
Let's swing another one.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Another club. Another club. Another club. No sleep. 16.
16 hits.
10 bludgeoning damage.
10 bludgeoning. You this time right in the stomach as it is there. Okay. Iphicles kind of flanks it around you, and does very well. Iphicles has been rolling really well. So he quickly stabs it in its leg, and kind of swings back. It is going to take its next turn against him. And a natural 20. So that is going to be double dice damage. Hachi machi. Oh, shit. Okay, 30 points. Actually, I forgot to add the modifier. 34 points. As, okay, the Minotaur just grabs, kind of smashes Iphicles against the wall, lifts him up. His like throat is being like completely, like this hand of this Minotaur is completely covering like the lower face of Iphicles up there, and then just like with his other hand smashes if like through the hand. You just see like blood kind of spurt out of Iphicles' mouth. Shield drops to his side. The crowd gasps, and they all look at you, Hercules. What do you do?
Can I pick up the shield and use it to attack?
Yeah.
I think, yeah, that's what I'll do. Hercules is going to run up, grab the shield, and then sort of use this turning maneuver to try and slam it into the Minotaur's side to get him to let Iffy go.
Okay, yeah. Make me, it'll be the same modifier as your club, so go ahead and roll your club.
Cool. The stakes of it. Okay. 11.
Yeah.
I have to be able to do better than that.
You can roll one more time because of your fight or flight ability.
Please.
So you missed the first one as you, you kind of, you're not used to this. You're not used to this kind of a weapon, honestly. You usually just use your club. So it kind of catches you off balance. Your foot shifts, and as you try to go into him, your momentum is just off, and you miss.
Okay, not that one. So he's going to use the other hand to try for the club again. 18.
18 will hit.
8 bludgeoning.
8 bludgeoning. This time it sinks in. It doesn't quite do a ton of damage, but it's enough to make him turn and look back at you, remember what his goal is. He drops Iphicles, who crumples to the ground. He turns to you. The Minotaur turns to you. Hera said you were tough, even if you were a coward. No matter, all I have to injure is your pride. And he turns and he starts running away from you. Go ahead and make me an attack of opportunity if you'd like, using your reaction. You can try to attack him as he runs away from you.
Sure. Attack of opportunity. It doesn't have its own button.
It doesn't. It can just be a club attack. Yep.
Cool. 18.
18 hits. 11 more damage. Yeah, I mean, you kind of knock him off course. He hits into the wall, but keeps running. He is running straight at the crowd nearby. And you realize Hera and her stupid games, she knows what's important to you, and she knows that if you let people die, that's the end of your legacy. And he lowers his head, horns out. I'm gonna give you one turn here. You can try to catch up to him. You can dash if you want, because that's kind of what he's done. But his speed is greater than yours, so he will get to this crowd before you do at the end of this turn. So what do you want to do?
Okay, so if I do run, I won't be able to catch him before he gets to the crowd.
Correct.
Would it count if I threw something? Would it hit him before he hit them?
Might, yeah.
Okay, I think that's the last one. Is if please still have a spear? Where did that end up?
Hercules' spear is down at his side. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Last ditch effort. Hercules is gonna run to that spear, turn, and as hard as he can with every Olympian muscle in his body, he's gonna send it straight for that Minotaur.
All right. Go ahead. So this is different than your club because this is using your dex, not your strength. Yeah. So this will be a +4 to your roll. Go ahead and just roll me like a d20 if you would. Which is, if you go to the left side, second from the bottom.
Yeah.
D20. Roll straight D20, and then we'll just add 4 to it.
Oh, this says 2. I'm not gonna roll 2. I can just click it.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got to be kidding.
8 + 4, 12. Spear sailing through the air. The Minotaur is rushing. People are trying to get away, but the crowd is too packed in. You really know how to draw a crowd, and it's too packed in, and they all are, and you see right front and center that kid that you signed their toga earlier. They are right there, just like mouth agape. Spear flies through the air, lands a foot to the right. Ding, 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 ding. The Minotaur, crowd, Minotaur crashes right into them, right as he's about, like, the tip of his horns are about to penetrate this crowd. A flash. Everything goes white for a moment. And Hercules, you blink your eyes a bit. You look around. Everyone around you, Iphicles, who was kind of heaving for breath, is now completely still. The crowd, the screams from the crowd have deafened completely. In fact, you don't hear anything. Not a single, not the sound of the wind tunneling through the alley, not the Minotaur's cry. You only hear a voice. As everything is frozen, you hear a voice behind you. Don't be alarmed. I can explain everything. You turn around, you see a well-dressed man, mid-40s, wearing what we, in the meta sense, would consider a modern suit, wearing a very nice, high-tech looking wristwatch, and holding his hand out to you, saying, I can explain everything, but I'll need you to come with me.
Oh, well, if this is a dream, I can't seem to wake myself up. Lead the way.
The rest of you, we go back to that same moment, his hand outstretched to you as each of your individual realms is frozen. I need you to come with me. Dolittle, what do you do?
Dolittle just shuts his eyes really hard, trying to wake himself up. Opens them back up. Obviously, he's still there. And he
You're
says,
not dreaming.
"Oh no. Well, okay, I guess." And he goes.
Trixie.
Gonna look him up and down, say, "Well, I do eclair," and she's gonna give him her hand.
I
Not
do
eclair.
Eclair.
I need a t-shirt, please.
Merch now.
Please.
Iconic.
And her little hand's gonna like take hold of his finger, probably. Gonna...
Yeah, right. She's 4
Yeah.
inches tall. Johnny.
Go with the last thing I said at the end of the last episode. See the outstretched hand, and I'll put my dirty palm in his and go, "Hi, I'm Johnny."
You take his hand. You shake it. As each of you touches this man's hand, white flash again. And as the flash comes out, rather, as you come out of the flash, you all find yourselves in a room. A white room. It seems to go on forever. It's very Matrix style like that. There's no dimensions to this room. It's just whiteness. And in front of you stands the man. Next to you, Dolittle. Next to you, stands, or rather hovers, a very tiny, fairy? Trixie, next to you stands a very mundane-looking man.
Oh.
Johnny, to your left, you see a god-like figure of beautiful, sculpted muscle.
Wow.
And Hercules, to your right, you see a 19-year-old, barely, an adult, who is just gawking at you.
What in Hades?
Before any of you have a chance to really speak to each other, and I should mention, Dolittle and Trixie, you only see each other and the man. Johnny and Hercules, you only see each other and the man. You don't see all four of you. The man says, everybody buckle in. This is going to be a second. He doesn't say that. I say that. And then I tell you what he says.
He might say that.
He might, but he doesn't.
He's finding his notes, man.
So he
Yeah.
says, I know you have questions, but there isn't much time. You have been given the responsibility of saving your realm. We are not alone. Your realm is only one of thousands. And as we speak, all of them are destroying one another. Not purposefully, mind you, but nevertheless, we must keep each one of them alive. I'm sure you agree. He stops. Your plane of existence has crashed into another one. If left in this state for too long, both will begin to shatter and fade out of all that is known. You and your story will be forgotten forever. In an effort to postpone such destruction, I have stopped time in both of your realms. It is extremely draining on me, and I cannot hold it like this for long, a couple of hours tops. Now, this next part is going to sound worse than it is, but bear with me. The best way to postpone the destruction of your realm is by removing its soul. It sounds dramatic, I know, but it's only temporarily, I promise. Doing this will stop everything in your realm. Not just time, but stop the existence of your realm, but if you remove its soul. Including its self-destruction. You following with me so far? Once we have a solution to splitting the two realms permanently, we simply will put the souls back in, and all will go on as it was. Now, I know you have questions, but you see he, like, holds his head. Sorry. I know you have questions, but all that matters right now is finding your world's soul and saving it. Of course, now that your realms are combined, their souls are as well. At the intersection of your realms, there's a gap. Small and hard to notice, but it is there. And at one specific point in this gap, there is a union of energy that, as I've found, usually takes the form of a crystal. I need you to find this crystal and bring it back to me. The crystal is nearly always found at the heart of the story, whatever that means to you, where both realms are going to find their center, as it were. Finding it shouldn't be hard, but removing it will require a soul from each world that binds it. Ergo, you must work together. Each of you removing it in tandem. Once you have this crystal, I can pull you out of the world. Back here, again, to the crux. Now, time is of the essence, but where can I clarify? What do you need to know?
No, I think I got it, sir. You gotta find the gap, shiny crystal, and join the union. Easy.
That's it. You were a bright one. Trixie?
All right. Well, and how long do we have to do this quest kind of thing? I mean, are our loved ones in danger at all, or
You have 3 hours and 12 minutes.
3 hours?
So,
Honey, it takes me longer to do my hair. You're telling me we have 3 hours to save our story?
I know it sounds like a lot, but I didn't choose you. Your realm did. Like it or not, you are the hero of this story.
Oh, you've got to be... you there? Child? Would you,
yeah.
cover your ears for a moment?
Okay.
Hey, listen. Where I'm from, my world, my realm, it's actually home to gods with unthinkable power. There's no way that they chose me to do something like this. There's got to be a mistake.
I don't know what to tell you. Even if you're right, do we have 3 hours? Can we figure that out in 3 hours? Are you telling me that you'd rather go get somebody else to do this? Because that's not how it works. And if you just want to complain about it, that's fine. But you're not only dooming your own world, you're also dooming that one's. Gesturing to Johnny.
Thank you, child. That's enough.
What?
That's enough.
Yeah.
If that is our task, then you've chosen the right man for the job.
Men.
What do you say?
Looking over to Dolittle. You're rather quiet.
I'm trying not to vomit.
Fair enough.
Sweetie, do you need a mint or something like that? It helps with the nausea. And she's gonna give him a mint.
And he just very slowly reaches out his hand because he's scared of like what's happening.
Oh, don't worry. It's good for your teeth too. It's not very it's a natural sugar. So there you go.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course.
And he just puts it in his mouth
Okay.
and just frowns a little bit.
Amazing. You all see the man kind of looks at his clock and says, "All right, time to go. Again, you have about 3 hours and 10 minutes before, one way or another, this is over. Find the crystal, remove it together, and I'll extract you. All right. Good luck." And with that, the flash happens one more time, and each of you find yourselves in a world. Now, Hercules, Darrington, because I'm a horrible DM, I skipped one part of your story. I accidentally jumped to the man arriving. What really should have happened was, in that first flash, you should have seen trees sprouting out of nowhere, just like almost as if your mind is just like broken. You see like two worlds fighting to become one, essentially. This street with all the crowd, half of the crowd is gone. Actually, I take that back. The entirety of the crowd is gone. The buildings are gone, but you do see a few random columns here and there, although now there's a river where the alley once was, and the Minotaur is still there, but next to him, you see on the ground a villain. Someone dressed not too unlike Johnny, who you don't know this. Their name is Bloodback Bill, and literally their back is super bloody, so it works. And then to the right of the river, like where you and Johnny both are currently standing, to the right of that, you see three kind of hooligan looking guys as they stand over the body of a man who is, again, all frozen still, but looking like he's trying to like run, like kind of scramble away, back away from them. Trixie and Dolittle, you two arrive back in this frozen world. Dolittle, you are down by the beach still. The castle in the ocean out just about 200 feet out. Jane is still in front of you. Behind you, you see on top of the wildlife reserve, you see what can only be described as a gummy worm, a large serpentine creature. I might have got it wrong last time. I don't know if I specified that they had wings. They don't have wings. Let me just say that. I was confusing a worm and a wyvern. Idiot.
I thought of that too, though. Like when you said that, I thought of that. Okay.
Yeah, a worm does not have wings, and it only has two little like short arms up in the front, very like Mushu from Mulan. Except only 2 arms, not 4. So anyway, it looks like this gummy dragon, and then Trixie, you are in an animal enclosure, looking at Hansel and Gretel, who are outside, who look like they're about to put a beat down on some rich aristocrats. Also, a sloth is on a tree next to you. So we're gonna start this with Hercules and Johnny. The two of you standing not too far away from each other. The Minotaur is there, the bandits are there, and as you kind of take all of this in, you see immediately The river, you can hear it flowing once more. The wind through the trees a bit, and all of a sudden you are in this world, very alive.
Conversationally, I'll look at Hercules and say, "Ah, shoot! I forgot to ask that man. I think I got shot in the butt. Would have been great if he had like a Band-Aid."
You were shot in the. Well, I suppose that I'm not one to judge. I'm pretty beaten up myself.
You kind of like got blood. Or it's just kind of a lot of blood, I think. Is that your blood?
It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'll be fine. What's going on? Where?
Yancy!
You both hear. The Minotaur turns towards you both. There you are. Disregarding everything around him, he just starts rushing at you once more, Hercules. So, Hercules, Johnny, I need both of you to roll me an initiative, please.
This thing is persistent. Uh, 17 for me.
17. Fantastic.
I got a message that said...
Because you did the token. Yes, you're fine. Don't worry about that right now. That's for later if we need it.
Oh, okay.
You got a 20. We're good.
I do get advantage, though.
Oh, go ahead and roll again.
It's not as good.
Okay. All right.
I'm still working on 4 health points. Is that cool?
So,
What?
yeah, you got 4 health points, my dude. So we start with Johnny. You see Yancey on the ground. You see bandits who were like gonna beat him up, now looking up at their surroundings, these marble columns that have kind of put themselves like ruins all throughout the forest. And they're kind of distracted looking around, but you do see a Minotaur rushing towards Hercules.
And Bill is still like face down on the ground.
Bill looks like he's knocked the hell out, if not dead. Yeah.
So I'm going to run, if the logistics make sense. I'm going to run towards my brother. Step on Bill, like leap, like it's like just
Sure,
like keep
sure.
going. And then I'm gonna shove the closest Bean brother away with all my might.
Okay. Awesome. Go ahead and we'll say this is an athletics check.
I'm not good at that.
You gotta beat a 12.
I got a 6.
A 6. So as you almost like inspired by this muscle man next to you, you just like and you leap off of the slippery bloody back of Bloodback Bill. As you reach over, you slip a little bit and just end up, instead of like doing an awesome leap, you just kind of slip, catch yourself, and just kind of stumble into this guy who is going to go ahead and just kind of like step aside, letting you just kind of shift your way over and like slump down onto the ground. It's all very slow and anticlimactic.
Get away!
They look down at you. Hey kid, what the hell's happening here?
You better just get on out of here.
You hear Yancey kind of scrambling away, bloody face, saying, "Johnny, come on, just run." It is now Hercules.
Okay. He's gonna take his club back out, swing it around a couple times, say, "I do not have time for this," and rush at the Minotaur for a club swing attack.
Fantastic.
Nope, that's not what I want. This is what I want. Bow. 14.
14 is exactly what you needed.
Whew.
That's 10 bludgeoning. Go ahead, and if you wanted to make your bonus action attack, you can.
Yep. Let's hit it again. 16.
16 hits.
For an 8.
For 8. Ooh, he's looking bad. He's looking pretty bad. Like, you describe to me how this looks when you rush at him.
Okay. Minotaur's rushing forward. Hercules is rushing forward on foot. Hercules jumps in the air for a downswing on the Minotaur. That one connects. Once he hits the ground, flips his club over and hits him again in the back with it.
Splashing into the river. Water swirls everywhere with like some blood mixed in it. He's like up to his knees in the river, but he turns back to you again, looking pretty rough. I don't know what's happening, but I know I have one job. Rushes back at you. It is now his turn.
Really hope this doesn't work.
Reckless attack. Oh no! I had advantage and I still rolled crappy. A 13 is my highest. You are lucky. He rushes towards you. I think you just instinctively like do like a only an Olympian could kind of like leap, kind of like doing almost like a cartwheel over his head, landing on the other side of him as he skids to a stop, turns back towards you, and it is now the bandits' go. Johnny. Okay. One of them. Hang on a second. I don't think they're attacking you. I think they're confused. Let me roll real quick to see. Okay, so one of them, the one that you bumped into, kind of angrily turns down towards you and is gonna kick at you. But the other two are just kind of like, what the hell? Like kind of staring at this Minotaur fighting this beautiful muscle man in the river.
I've had dreams like this.
Okay, Johnny, I got a 15. What's your armor class?
15.
15. Okay, so this is gonna come through at you. That is 8 points. Rolled really well. As he just kind of like kicks you across the face. It hurts a lot, and he just says, "Get off, you scamp!" Kicks at you. That's my, that's the best dialogue I could come up with. And, we are gonna go back to Hercules.
Going back to me?
Sorry, back to Johnny, my bad. Johnny's the top. Yeah.
So, clutching my walking stick, I'll try to just like double over because I think I got the wind knocked out of me, lean on it for a second, come back up, and then
yeah, okay, cool. I see what you're saying. Go ahead.
And then just like kind of try and swat him with it.
Okay. Yeah, you were on the ground when he kicked you. You were already like prone, but you can kind of do exactly what you said, but kind of get up with your walking stick and look like you're hobbling and then swing. Yeah, go ahead and make an attack.
Hoping for the best. It's an 11.
An 11 is actually going to hit these guys. That is their armor class.
Awesome. And then
they are idiots.
So that's just 4 bludgeoning damage, but I would like to use, like with my offhand, just like shove my hand into the burlap sack on my hip and throw 2 magic seeds. Like we'll spend a magic seed and throw 2 as arranged at the one on each of the other 2 people.
Okay. Let me see here.
It says, flurry of seeds. I can, immediately after attacking, I can spend 1 seed to make 2 more ranged attacks as a bonus action.
Amazing. Yes. Of course you can. Go ahead and make 2 ranged attacks.
All right. So I imagine that's this.
Yeah, your bag of seeds attack is that, yeah.
So that's an 18
That
on
one
the
will
first
hit.
one. And then 5 points of damage and a 10.
Okay, so
the
the
second
second one
one.
misses. So you and then he sticks one guy right in the eye.
Yeah!
He falls back onto his ass, kind of scrambling away. The other guy, barely sails past his face as he turns to you, and he says, "The hell?" And he goes and helps out the guy who just got hit, throwing an arm around him, and he's like, "Let's get the hell out of here!" And they start rushing off into the woods.
Don't come back!
The third guy who you hit looks at you. He's a little angrier. He's the one who kicked you, and he wants something to punch. So he's sticking around. But anything else for your turn? That was a great turn, Puck.
Nope, that's it.
Sick. All right, Hercules.
Question.
Yes.
In my strength category, I have one that says damage on your unarmed attacks equals 1d6 plus strength.
Mm-hmm.
Is that my big number or my little number?
Plus strength is your little number.
Whoa. Okay. Can we try that this time?
Sorry, when I say little number, I'm the smaller, not size small, but numerical.
Numerically, my
value
little
small.
number. So a d6
Yeah.
plus the 3.
Yeah, which is the larger of the two numbers. I see what you're saying. Yes. So yeah. You're
I was
like,
like, what the?
plus
I could have been
18.
doing crazy damage this entire time. Okay.
Yeah.
No, yeah, taking advantage of the attack that the Minotaur missed, Hercules is going to try and finish this with one more swing.
Go for
Or
it.
maybe two.
Go for it.
Let's see what we can get to have happen. That is a 26!
A natural 20. Fantastic.
But only 6 bludgeoning.
But only, you got a 1 and a 5. Yeah, that sucks.
But I can hit again, right?
Yes, of course.
Do I need to?
2. Oh, it added the 2 to the first one. I see. You can, yes. And yes, he's barely up. Go ahead.
Please. You're literally kidding me.
A 13 is just off, actually. So you swing this time, smacking into him. He kind of spins around, but just like Captain America in every movie, he kind of stands back up, and he says, "I can do this all day." Just kidding, he doesn't say that. Or maybe he does. Yeah, you know what? He does this time. No, he does. It is his turn. And he is gonna try. He's gonna try to complete his goal. You know what? I just remembered. He attacked you recklessly, so both of your attacks actually should have been at advantage. But since you got a natural 20 on the first one, go ahead and roll me one more melee attack.
One more melee, unarmed?
Yeah. Or with the club. With the club.
Sure.
Yeah.
16!
Okay, so because you would have had advantage on that last one, so 16, 6 more points, actually does knock him out. So he stands up and says, "I can do this all day." And then he falls splash into the river. He is down for the count.
I can't believe nobody was around to see this.
Yeah, honestly, Hercules, for the first time, you not only defeated a foe, but you defeated a foe without help. I mean, technically, Iphicles helped early on, but, you know. But yeah, also, nobody was around to see it. Yeah. Well, nobody from your world. Johnny, this bandit is going to attack you one more time here. Ooh, okay. So, actually, no, that's right. That's good. So yeah, you kind of get up there. He just poof, and smacks you in the face for 2 points of bludgeoning damage as he pops you across the face, and he stands there. Come on.
You slapped me like a lady.
How dare you, you little shit! It is now your turn, Johnny.
Okay, wow. It turns out a child weighing 90 pounds cannot take on a full-grown man as easily as I thought. I will. Should have done that from the start. So, I guess I'll,
And remember, unarmed attack is also an option. He's not looking super, you know, he's definitely taking some hits from you.
I think I'm just gonna keep on, just like go all full baseball bat with my walking stick.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it. Natural 1. You swing. You hear that whistle, and he hears it coming, ducks out of the way, kind of smacking it as he goes, and he is winding up for another punch. It is Hercules' turn. Yeah.
Hercules is going to run up to Johnny in this hooligan and shout, "Harm this boy and I will grind your bones to dust!"
Make me an intimidation check, please.
Watch it be terrible. 11.
It's only an 11 because there's more shock value here than fear, as this man turns and says, what are you? Oh my god. You're beautiful. What the hell? Who are you?
That doesn't matter.
Are you
do
Jesus
not
Christ?
Want to test me today, and thank you.
What? You look like... forgive me! And he just runs off into the woods.
And I'm like holding my bloody nose, and I was like, Jesus, who was that guy? Daniel Boone?
At which point you hear Yancey kind of say, Johnny, are you saying that's actually Jesus? Is that Jesus Christ? Because am I dead?
I don't think we're dead.
Okay. Help me up.
I don't think
please.
we're dead. I'm coming. I'll put my shoulder under his arm.
Sure. Help him up. Hercules, you see, you can easily tell these two are siblings. You see that seeing this brother immediately gives you like a pang of like, where's Iphicles? You know, Iphicles was not looking good when you last saw him, but you look around, you don't see him or any of like the crowd or anybody around you. It's just like vast open kind of forest with this marble stone kind of kicked in. But Yancey says, look, Johnny, I don't know what's going on, but we probably shouldn't stay here. Where should we go? Back to town?
Yancey, I can't go back to town. I think you should go back to town. But yeah, it's hard. I really wanted for us to get our family back together. You know, Nathan, Ginny, George, you and Ulysses. But I think that I think I'm gonna need to get called away for a minute again. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Hey. He kind of cups your face with his hand. He says, it's the price of being a miracle worker, I guess, huh?
I'm not a miracle worker.
And he puts his forehead on yours. And then he pulls back. He turns to you, Hercules. Jesus. Please take care of my brother. And, forgive me my sins. And also sir, if you wouldn't mind, if you could just smash that dam right there. There's a whole bunch of people down there who need some water, and you look like you could just rip it in two, Mr. Christ. So if you wouldn't mind, just taking them, just could you do that real quick?
I don't know what you're talking about, but I intend to achieve our goal.
Okay.
Let's do it together.
Are you? Yep. Our Father, who art in heaven.
One moment, excuse me, but I don't think that we're going to have a chance to save you or any of your oddly named family unless we go now.
Oddly.
He kind of looks at you too, like what? He says, he looks to you, Johnny. He says, I don't know what Jesus is talking about, but it sounds like you better go with him. I'll take care of this. Look, I'll work on the dam. I'll get water back to the people.
Okay, and I'll talk you up to Mr. Jesus, because I think I'm going to be hanging out with him for a while.
Damn. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh.
Hercules, you and Johnny turn. Hercules. You kind of looking around here, you see up the mountain more. You see well, to be honest, you don't see much. It's more like a feeling. Back in your world, you knew where Olympus was. You knew how to get there if you wanted to. You usually didn't, but there was like this feeling of like with your god status that kind of drew you back there. That feeling is pulling you up the mountain, essentially. Johnny, as you see Yancey go to start working on the dam, you see Hercules next to you, you can't help but think about what the man with the watch said, about the soul of your story being where the heart of it is, basically, right? So you're going to find the crystal at the heart of the story. Well, for you, Johnny, you know that, well, I mean, the heart of the story could be anywhere for you because you're such a nomad. But I guess if you had to think about it, like, you don't really know where your magical abilities came from, your miracles, as the people say. But you do know that where you feel the most in tune with them is at the top of Mother's Mountain, which is the mountain that you're on.
Okay. I think I know where we gotta go.
I think I do too.
Oh, that's weird. Up there.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Right.
Yes. That's right.
It's like I could read your mind.
Oh, well, I don't know about that. I get these heroic feelings all the time.
Oh. So I get sometimes these feelings, and then like I just got a burp. It's not. I don't think it's really like anything but gas. I don't know.
Why don't we go?
The two of you start your journey up the mountain as we cut away from Athens mixed with Eden's Grove over to the world of 1920s California mixed with Sugaria.
Gosh.
Which is fun in its own right. Now, we are going to start with Dolittle. You are on the beach next to Jane. Mm-hmm. And you are back, and you hear the voice, Doctor, are you quite all right? As she looks up, you hear again this, like, I'm trying not to get too loud in the mic, but you hear this like loud bellow from, and you see she sees the creature up there as well. Doctor, is that another one of your rescues?
No, that is not one of mine. I am so very afraid that everything we knew about the world is complete and utter bullshit. And he just keeps sucking on the mint in his mouth. But if you would please maybe follow me to somewhere maybe we could get safe. I think I might know someone with some mints that might settle your stomach. He's just trying to, like, calm himself down.
Alright, she says, right, she turns to the man who's kind of been sitting in the boat this whole time, the rowboat, kind of hunched over with the oars, and she says, why don't you, take, Carl was his name.
Carl,
Carl,
his family name.
Take Carl, to safety. The doctor and I are going to figure this out. She looks very confident. She throws the cloak off, and you see she's wearing full-on, like, Indiana Jones-looking gear underneath. And she looks to you, and she says, well, it's been a while since I've had this kind of adventure, but after you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Totally. Yes.
Where do
this
you
way.
lead her?
Back up the stairs.
Okay.
If there are stairs, if they're still there.
There's still stairs. Yeah, there's still stairs.
Is Josie around?
You head that direction. As you do, Trixie, you are in this, enclosure. You see, this, compared to you, large sloth just hanging there looking at you.
Oh, gosh. I did not sign up for beasts and animals. All right. Hello? Little fella? Do you know where a very nervous man went? He looked like he was about to hurl at any time soon. Do you know where he might be? Hello? Can you understand me?
There's a look of recognition, like they know exactly who you're talking about. At which point,
oh, you can't understand me. All right. No, you don't know where. Yes, you do know where he is. Where is he? Very tall. No. All right. Well, she's gonna fly up to the glass and be like, excuse me, somebody.
I should mention, you're in this enclosure. There's glass on that side, but there, I mean, like, you can go up through like an air vent, basically, if you wanted to.
It's like, oh god, I'm gonna be in here forever. Please, God. Oh, all right. And she's gonna fly on up.
Fantastic. Yeah, you fly up. You dash through the air vents until you hear a familiar voice from down below saying, I don't know, I like the look of this one, though. Perhaps we could take its little monocle and put it on. Give me your monocle, small one. And you hear a voice say, No, that's quite all right. Please, I'm just here to donate what small amount I can to the animals. The little one is refusing to give up his monocle. Gretel, will you take it for me? I'll take it for you, Hansel. I just enjoy doing these voices. So they are down there. What do you do, Trixie?
She's probably gonna yell, "Hey, Nutter Butter, you leave that poor man alone."
Nutter Butter? What are you talking about? Is that me? I am Nutter Butter?
Yeah, that's right. Leave him alone. Sir, if you could just exit the premises, I think that would be best for you.
Yes, right away. Honey, a small butterfly is talking to me as he runs away. And you see you have the two royal guards, Hansel and Gretel, here to yourself. There's no one else in the room, except you do see soaring in from the side, a parrot. I'm not sure if Trixie would know what a parrot is, but you see a bird. You see a colorful bird.
Interesting. I did not
flies in that. Kind of like does a loop and then flies out another direction.
Huh. All right. Anyway, and she's gonna take a swing at both.
Fantastic. Yeah. So these two are still So you remember you put them to sleep last time, so
Yes,
you didn't actually do any damage to them. So they're still at full health.
Still standing.
Which is yeah. So go ahead and roll me initiative, Trixie.
Alright.
Go ahead and do the same for me. Roll me initiative just so I can come back to you at a certain time every time. And then I will roll for Hansel and Gretel. All right. All right. Looks like we are starting with right. So as you do that, we're gonna go back to Dolittle. Dolittle, you rushing up the stairs. Jane is like behind you, like she's following you, but she's also like at any moment she could just like completely go ahead of you because she's just like there's like an excitement there you almost sense. As you're running up the stairs. This is thrilling, Doctor. I honestly haven't done this in quite some time. It reminds me of my days in the jungle.
Yeah, I usually maybe try to go with a guide, someone who can lead me through with machete, other weapons.
She, as you go, she just stops you, like grabbing your arm and stopping you like halfway up the stairs, and she says, "I would love to be your guide."
Okay. Yeah.
And then you hear, Doc! As you hear the voice of Josie swoop down, land on, like, you instinctively put your arm up, and she lands on your arm. Jane is just standing there like, and Josie looks at you and says, Doc, there's a lot of shit going on, Doc.
Yeah, you can say that. Absolutely. A lot has happened. Is everyone all right? Is anyone hurt in there?
Some douchebag almost got his ass handed to him, but by these two really beefy looking people with sparkly armor. But this little, like, I don't even know, Doc, it looked like the size of a large butterfly.
Like a butterfly. Oh, okay, yes. Take me to her, please.
Okay, but Doc, that's inside the building, which is underneath the giant dragon snake thing.
Dragon snake thing.
What are we gonna do about that?
Such a good question. I will try my best to find that answer for you.
Doc!
Okay, yeah, And he just, like, he, at this point, has bitten into the mint and a little bit into the side of his cheek.
At which point, Josie kind of, like, for the first time turns and sees Jane, and then turns back to you and says, Doc!
What?
What do you want to do, Dolittle?
I looked at Jane and say, Jane, do you think you can get us to that fairy? Butterfly. Creature. Thing.
I don't know what we're talking about, but you want me to look for a butterfly, is that right?
Well, just, Josie, what? Okay, Josie. Look at me.
What?
Listen, this is our friend, Jane. Just friends, Jane.
You see Jane kind of
short-circuiting.
Jane just goes, me, Jane.
Oh my gosh.
You, Josie.
No! Oh, okay. Yeah, she, okay.
What?
Just say Jane, Josie. Just say Jane. Just say Jane back.
You talk to them. Is that, it's, now, my late husband, he talked to apes as well, but I was able to learn that language. Is this something I can learn?
As far as I know, no.
Okay.
That being said, Josie is very smart and intuitive, aren't you, Josie?
Ah!
Just screaming. Yeah. Sounds about right.
Doc! The building's in danger, and your sister's in there.
Yes! Let's go to the building, Jane.
Let's
to the
go!
building, please.
All of you just rush up the stairs. We're gonna go to Trixie.
Do you see what I rolled? 17?
For your initiative, yes.
Okay, it said something about I didn't pick a token.
I know. It's
I do
a
something wrong?
thing. No, you didn't.
Okay.
I have it set up to where if we wanted to use tokens in the future, but we're not doing that tonight. So.
Okay. All right. Well, I rolled 17.
Okay.
For initiative.
Sorry, yes, 17 for initiative. Go ahead and roll an attack for me.
All right.
If you wanted to attack, I mean.
She's gonna take her little dentist tool and try to slash him in the eye. So let's do it. Why not? Let's see. Is that a 14 at the top?
14 to hit. Is sorry, what are we doing? Who are you hitting? Oh, you're hitting okay, yes. A 14 Hansel. Just hits. Yes.
Is that Hansel. Right? Am I reading that right? The one on top tells
That's
what?
Correct. That's correct. Okay. And then the one on bottom is your damage.
Okay.
So, 14 hits, 7 slashing. Are you doing this on Hansel or Gretel?
Hansel.
Okay, great.
Big boy.
Okay. Next, we have sorry, anything else for you?
Oh gosh, I'm probably gonna, let's see. I was probably far away, so I probably flew over to be by him, so I probably can't move anymore. So we'll say I'm there in front of his face. That probably makes sense.
Excuse me. All right. Next is Hansel. Actually, Gretel's first, and then Hansel. So Gretel is going to
bring it on.
Swing at you. 14.
That does not hit.
Okay.
Sweetheart.
She's gonna take one more attack. That is a 16.
Huh, you gotta do better than that.
Yeah, what's your armor class? It's good.
20.
20, that's
you
right.
Better work.
You're so small, yeah.
Quick little thing.
Okay, yeah, none of them hit you. Neither of them hit you. They're just kind of whiffing around your...
Guess again! She's just gonna, like, try to kind of go in circles around.
I will say, due to the nature of, like, all the shifting and whatnot of the planes, of the realms, you do see, like, an enclosure that is empty next to you that you think, like, if you... Like, you know that trying to defeat these two could take some time.
Oh, yeah.
Just because they are beefy and you are, you know, you'd have to... And you also know that you're on a time crunch because of what the man in the watch said. So, if you were looking to contain them, there's that option. You know, there's also, like, the outdoor pavilion outside. You see a lot of different, like, you know...
it's something that's gonna fall on them, or something that they can go into and I can shut them in?
The second one, yeah.
Okay. So,
although if you wanted something to fall on them, there's probably options for that too.
I'm sure. Yeah, I think she's gonna go down the route of seeing where she could capture them. So, whenever my turn's up again, I think that's
fantastic. Dolittle, you are you get to the top of the stairs. You're on that outdoor pavilion. You see the monkeys in the cages are no longer there. Barry and Charles, thanks.
Charles!
Barry and Charles are no longer there. In their place, you see
oh no.
You see where Barry was, you see a half-foot tall gingerbread man wearing like a bandolier of like, it looks like jelly beans or something, and like it's like frosting kind of giving him facial expressions and whatnot. He kind of like looks over to you, looking at you, looking at the bird on your arm, looking at the woman, and just kind of backs up a little bit into like just like kind of into the enclosure a bit more. Anyway, you see that.
He gets nauseous again. Yep.
You also see, okay, so above the building, on top of the building, you see this kind of serpentine, we'll just call it a worm, like dragon-looking thing made of gelatinous material. It's a gummy worm. And you look up, it is just kind of like wreaking havoc on top of the building, kind of smashing all of your hard work that you've put in over the last 5 years to this place. Glass is smashing. the doctor, Jane turns to you and says, "All right, doctor. If we're looking for a butterfly, I think I see one dead ahead." And you look ahead, seeing Trixie kind of zooming about between two large oafs, swinging around.
Yes, that's her. And then I assume that I kind of take a moment and go, "Oh no," and realize that I have to help her, probably. And go, "Well, Jane, how are you? Do you have any weapons? Do you have anything?
Always.
Are you good with your fist?"
She pulls out a whip, cracks it, and turns to you and says, "Am I taking out the two big ones?
Yeah.
Or the giant dragon thing?"
Take your pick.
All right. And she, she leaps off of like a chair and whips onto like a balcony and then just starts climbing up her whip to the balcony. She is incredibly like muscular and dexterous. Your only thought is like she must have swung on vines through the jungle. Like she is very good at this. And then kind of like gets to the top. You see her call out to this like dragon thing. "You there! Stop what you're doing!" She rushes off out of sight.
I swear I've had dreams like this.
No comment. No out of character comment.
So what do you want to do?
He says, "I was kind of hoping." I look at Josie and I say, "I was kind of hoping that she would pick all three, and I didn't have to do anything." But I start going towards Trixie, who I don't know is named Trixie.
Oh hey, breath mints, come to join the fight.
Yeah, and then he has a shovel. Either because it's near him or because he's been holding it for fun to scoop up crap, but it's a lot more crap than usual. Different kind of crap this time. And I Z up right now. You take a little attack on. Here's Hansel.
Hansel, so okay. Hansel is the slightly smaller of the two, so that tracks.
Yep.
So you take your poop scoop and go ahead and make an attack. Make an attack on Hansel for me.
I will, with my pooper scooper. Should I change the name of that? I will. I'll do it.
Never. Do it, but don't do it.
Pooper scooper is amazing. Ooh!
21
Ooh.
hits.
Hits.
3 points as you just
bludgeoning.
boom, and it just like it's like hitting a steel beam as it just kind of like your shovel almost like bends in half as it
no.
And it like as Gretel, look what I found here, a little nerdy man. Hello, nerd.
Oh man, it's just like primary school all over again.
And all right, we're gonna go back to Trixie.
All right. She's gonna start trying to lure them into that
Enclosure
room. Yeah. So she's gonna be like, "Hey, just because you never learned your ABCs doesn't mean you can pick on the poor man." And she's gonna start flying into that room. I'm the one you have the beef with.
Make me a boy. What is this? This is deception. Make me deception.
All right. Come on. Oh, not so great. That's
Let's
a
see what they
9.
roll here.
Come on.
This is gonna be against their wisdom, which is a -1. Ah, come on! You get them both. Yes. I rolled a 3, and then I rolled a 10. Or sorry, well, it's a 9, but then -1, so it's an 8.
Yes.
Okay, you get them both in. They rush in there.
She takes her tool and makes it shiny. Come on, follow the light, shiny.
Forget the nerd. That was a little more Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hang on. Dropped.
Gretel, there you go.
Drop the nerd, Hansel. Let's get the small one. And she rushes in there, and Hansel turns. Gretel, wait for me. I want a piece too. And they rush inside. Make me a sleight of hand check, Trixie.
All right, go on. Let's go. That is a 14.
Okay.
Not bad.
Not bad. You. Yeah, you zip out of there. In time, they can't really grab you. You kind of dash out of the way. Dolittle, you see there in this enclosure, and you have an opportunity if you want to try and close this enclosure. Because you know, like how you know where the lever is. Basically, it's a lever now. It's a lever. It's 1920s. It could be a lever. Screw you.
Very nice lever.
It's a lever.
It's a lever Burton.
Yeah, you don't even have to roll. If you want, you can just go shut it.
I shut it.
Okay, great. You shut it. I don't know why. This is a weird interaction here. Just, you pull the lever.
For containing animals. Makes sense.
Closes it, and they, Gretel, I think we might have been duped. I mean, we might have been duped.
Deduced.
Yes, Hansel. It seems as if our luck has run out. Oh, and then they sit down and cry like babies. What's up, Obi Bert? Welcome.
Bert.
Yeah, welcome, chat. If I've been ignoring you, I'm sorry. Things are intense.
He's working.
I have been working. Lots of stories going on. Puppet mastering. Okay. At this point, Trixie, you see Dolittle. And both of you, I mean, yes, immediate danger everywhere. But when you see each other, both of you kind of harken back to the man with the watch. You remember you're on a time limit, and you remember you have to find the heart of your story.
Well, quick thinking, Breath Mints. Now, how do we get out of here?
We have several emergency exits that you may follow by following the glowing marks on the floor.
Dolittle, when you think about the heart of your story, I mean, it could be any number of things, honestly. But if you're being honest with yourself, you know, where your heart is, would be with Sarah, with your sister. And, you don't know where she's at. But, yeah, that's what you think of. Trixie, your first instinct is to find the castle. But you realize that is actually, that would be the heart of someone else's story, really. That's not you. That's not what you're about. And when you start to consider the beginnings of your own story, you start to think about the resistance and how that got you on track to help out. But more specifically, what started you on the resistance and whatnot was when you decided to teach yourself how to be a dental hygienist, basically. And you think back to the times when you were growing up, you and Jin kind of hanging out in well, you tell me, actually. Do you think you would have... I'm trying to remember what we talked about the old woman.
So we talked about how the whole story about Hansel and Gretel throwing the poor old woman in the oven.
Yes.
They said she was a witch and a traitor, but she was actually the only dentist in the entire town, and they killed her.
They killed
she
the
was
dentist.
my friend, and she taught me everything I know. So maybe her cottage or
Okay, that's what I was
something
gonna
like
say,
that.
but then I couldn't remember if we burnt down her cottage, so I was like,
I don't think so. No,
Okay.
I think they just killed her.
Okay,
That's it.
fantastic. So her cottage would be where your story truly started.
All right.
And that would be probably where your heart is.
All right. Wow. So we got to find the heart of our story. Where's yours exactly? I know where mine is.
Well, I imagine my sister. Last I saw her, she was going inside the building. That was quite a while ago. You didn't happen to see someone who looks like a beautiful version of me, would you?
No. I mean, I saw that little fella, and I'm gonna point to the sloth.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
you
Hi,
don't
Dale.
look so much like you're related.
Yeah.
Different teeth, you know.
Mm.
The sloth, Dale kind of looks over to you and is just like, "Yeah, Doc. She's smart."
Yeah, she is. Dale, have
Yeah.
you seen Sarah?
Sarah. Yeah, Sarah
Sister.
went through here.
Which
She
way?
went that way.
Oh no. Can you tell which way he's pointing? Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah. It's Oh no. Okay. Dale. Dale. Can you just Dale okay. Is it gonna stop soon?
And then he
Is it
stops.
done? Thank you, Dale.
No problem.
Okay. Do I see any sign of Jane around? Or hear any sign
you
of Jane
don't
around?
see any sign of Jane. Inside the building here. You don't see any sign of her.
No.
No.
Okay. Well, no guide. All right. I'm sorry. What is your name? And I look at Trixie. What is your name?
Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Trixie Tootsweet. Nice to meet you. And yours?
I'm Dr. Dolittle. You should just call me Dolittle. Or Breath Mint. That's fine too.
A doctor. Well, that's mighty fine. And you could understand this little fella here, if that's my understanding?
Yes, I can. It's a long story.
She's talking about me, Doc.
Yes, she
Damn.
is, Dale. Yes, she is. All right.
Hey.
Well. Wait, where are you going, though?
Oh, well, I'm probably going to be wandering off to a little cottage where I learned how to be a dentist, but we can go to yours first. I'm sure your sister would be much more appreciative if we could find her.
Yes. She's moving
The woman I'm looking for is already dead, so, you know.
Okay, let's hope that Sarah is not that. And then we go in the direction that Dale pointed out.
All right, you both rush that direction. Josie is flying above you, following. We're gonna cut back over to Hercules and Johnny. The two of you have traveled up the mountainside here for a bit. It's starting to get a bit chilly. It's been about hour and a half or so. Now, I will mention this to you guys. A short rest, if you wanted to use some hit dice, is 10 minutes. A long rest, if you wanted to completely heal back up, get all of your your seeds replenish and all that kind of thing, that takes an hour. So you have you're about an hour and a half in here, which means you have about just over an hour and a half left in time wise to find your crystal.
Mm-hmm. I know
Quick
I've got to
question.
do something about my health.
Yeah, quick question.
Yeah.
Do I replenish any seeds on my short rests?
Do you finish any seeds in your short? No, you don't. Only thing that happens on a short rest is you get your hit dice.
I read it again.
No, you're
I have
fine.
that
It's okay.
question.
Yeah.
Well, I'll look over at Hercules and I'll be like, so anyway, now that I can read your deepest, darkest thoughts and I know everything in your mind, because we like had that same thought, I do think that maybe you could benefit from this this goo that I put on things that hurt. Like when I get a bruise or something, I have this. It's a poultice, but it's like a paste, and it's got a little mint in there. And I don't know, maybe it might help. But I also have like some apples. Like I could make some apples.
Well, that's very helpful. I guess at this point, I'm not in a place to turn anything down.
Okay, well, I think one might do a little bit more than the other because the other one is for like, well, my mom would like put it on my chest if I had a cold, but let me make an apple or two. So I'll spend 2 seeds to do my
fertile ground.
Yes.
Fantastic. Now, here's the thing about this too is with the 10 minutes you're taking to do this, if you wanted to, you could double up as a short rest. So you could use your hit dice now, grow these apples, and hold on to them for at least an hour. And if you use them in the next hour, basically they become like health potions you could use like in combat. But after an hour, they rot.
For sure. I will make some, but as we're so obviously it takes about 10 minutes for me to grow some magic apples. So we might like pull off on the side of the mountain, and I'm just like poking like down into the dirt, and I put my seed in there, and it takes since we're on a time limit, I mean, it might take a minute, but it's definitely faster than like growing a whole apple tree, because I've done it that way too, and that way takes like 10 to 17 years.
Oh, well, so, I think that one might be out of the question.
Yeah. So, do you have any water?
I'm afraid I don't. Is that a problem?
No. And then I like stand back, and this little sprout kind of unfurls in the course of 10 minutes and creates like a nice little twig with which a bud starts to grow into just like a ripe red apple.
Huh.
Yeah. And there's a bit, Hercules, you're no stranger to, magic.
Magic, yeah.
This is definitely magic. I mean, this is the kind of thing that like you would, you've seen gods do. I mean, it's definitely more magic than you can do. But I think you're somewhat shocked that this magician lives on this very mundane place.
Huh. Well, tell me, boy, what heroic feats of justice and power have you done to be named the hero of your realm?
Well, I don't know if I would consider it feats or anything, because mostly I use my hands, but I think that I'm a pretty good gardener.
Good gardener?
Yeah.
Well, nothing like any of the things that I've done to save my people, but I have to admit, this is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I did, like, when I was going through those teaching lessons, I think I only went to like 1 or maybe 2 classes before I kind of ran off. But yeah, I remember my teacher always telling me stories about fellas like you, and you definitely fit the picture.
So you've heard of me, I'm sure.
Well, everybody's heard of Jesus Christ.
This is the 2nd or 3rd time you and that person behind us called me that. My name is not Jesus. Can't you recognize me? Hercules.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't click. I figure my older brother always knew more than me, so I was just taking his lead. But my name's Johnny. It's really nice to meet you. And with like 2 apples in one hand, I'll just like reach out and shake his hand.
Johnny.
Anyway, sometimes I plant multiple seeds just to see if they'll grow, and only 2 of them grow. So I guess that gives you 1 and I get 1. Can eat them in a pinch if we're feeling kind of icky, I guess.
Oh.
No. My teacher also used to say, an apple a day. But I don't really know why. What the apple a day was supposed to do.
Well,
anyway.
So
it looks like we both have one.
As you both pick your apples, the vine that grew them just kind of like begins to like almost the wind picks up a little bit, and the vine just kind of starts to fall apart a bit in the wind, not in like a it's dead way, but rather like it's just kind of floating off. You know, the magic has left it. And as you two grab your apples, if you wanted to, either of you take go ahead and roll some hit dice during that short rest. You can.
I definitely also need hit dice.
Yeah.
All right, so you'll just roll however many you want, basically just 1d8 at a time, and add your Constitution modifier.
Okay. And is that the bigger number, or the one that's
the
size like
the size larger? Yeah.
Oh man.
So the modifier is the large size number.
I see.
And then the score is the small one that's beneath it.
That was a 2. How many of these do I get?
So you get however many you want to use. You have up to 5 basically to use.
Oh, but that's finite for the whole.
Right. So you'll get 2 plus your Constitution modifier, which is what?
0.
Okay, so 2. You have 4 more you can use.
I'm gonna roll at least 1 more.
While you two are doing that,
yeah.
Hey. So you continue up the mountain, and after about 35-40 more minutes, you both feel a strong pull, kind of just at your core. You feel a strong pull. You see you've been following the river up at this point, and you see that there is like the river kind of goes into this larger inlet, a little pond, and there's a small waterfall that is trickling down into this pond, kind of creating a bit of a loud rush in your ears. You both sense, Johnny, you sense that the core of you've never been up this far really, but the core, just that comforting feeling that you get when you use your magic, it feels like it's behind this waterfall even. Hercules, as you've been going, of course, there's been, columns and, once you passed a vendor stand, but no people still. But as you get to this pond, this little pond, in the center of the pond, you both see, Hercules, you recognize that statue from your fountain in Athens. It's, you with the large lion with a spear, and you see it's kind of like in the center of the pond, basically. Basically just like the chest up is visible because the rest is underwater. But yeah, you feel. Let me ask you this, Darrington. Has Hercules been to Olympus recently?
I would say yes.
Okay. So when Hercules goes to Olympus, it's not as simple as like climbing some stairs or a mountain or whatever. You connect with, you either go to like a temple of a god and you kind of get, transferred there through prayer. But you also can go to basically your own shrine and kind of get to Olympus that way. And so this fountain of you is kind of one way for you to get to Olympus, essentially.
Awesome.
What do you two do?
This.
Oh,
This.
Oh,
Oh, don't you see that there in the center
that
of that
you?
body of water? That's me.
well, it kind of looks like. I guess it looks like you a little bit.
The heart of my story. Where things started, where things are going, it has to be with the gods. This is my way. This is my way to the crystal.
Oh, well, then we should go there.
I've never taken anyone with me, or not like this. I'm not sure if it would work the same way.
It sounds pretty fancy. I don't know if it might be like too clean for me to go up there. I don't know. I haven't washed my hands in a minute.
Trust me, the gods are not concerned with cleanliness. You should see some of them.
Oh,
But
well, then let's go.
you said that you were pulled here too, correct? Where's the
Yeah.
heart of your story?
Well, I figure it's over there somewhere. You know, around here somewhere, I guess.
Well, I know this is a surefire way. Come, pray with me.
Oh, okay. Yep. I'm used to that. I'll like next to this the fountain.
Yeah.
And
You two, go ahead if you wanted to.
Nope.
Okay.
I've,
You two pray. You start to pray. Hercules, you can feel it starting to take effect. And you feel that familiar feeling of Olympus calling you. And then there is thuds, loud booms echoing throughout this canyon. You hear it before you see it, but you turn and kind of open your eyes from prayer in kind of the shallow water here, and you see crashing through the trees. Hercules, you tell me if you've ever faced off against one of these before. Johnny, this is definitely new to you. But you both look over and see a huge cyclops with a big eye looking down, dragging this large club behind it. And actually, I take it back. It's a huge tree. It has a huge... actually, I take that back. It's a big marble column. It's dragging behind it, and it gets to you, and it just kind of looks around, and it says, You, kind of almost like it recognizes you, Hercules, and you see it and reach up with its huge column as it is about to come down on you. And we'll cut back to Dolittle and Trixie. So the two of you rush out of the pavilion and get to... sorry, one second. You get to... kind of the entrance back where you gave the speech, Dolittle. Trixie, you both see up above is kind of this glass, or was this glass, like beautiful glass ceiling. It is all the glass is on the floor now, and you can see up above, you see the figure of Jane, as she is standing atop a beam, like perfectly balanced somehow, and she is cracking a whip, smacking at this worm who like scurries around, and you see and huge like gummy looking like hot acid just stretches across. Both of you kind of like duck, and some of it like splats onto the ground below, because they're like, I mean, they're like 40 feet up. But she kind of leaps out of the way as it hits the column she was standing on, and she's like holding on to another ledge. It's looking dire up there. Also, at the end of this room, Trixie, you see the entrance to a familiar cottage, and inside of which, Dolittle, you see a number of people are kind of taking like cover inside of it, and you see like some heads are looking up, like seeing if the coast is clear, and the person you see with their head sticking out is Sarah. At that moment, this worm leaps across the gap, trying to snap at Jane, falls short and ends up crashing into the column. She is tumbling off, leaps onto another one, whoosh, whips it, swings, and then like lands on some scaffolding up above. So she is above. The worm, however, lands in the center of the room between you and the cottage.
I scream.
Josie is right next to you, also screaming. What do you two do?
All right. We good? Let's not lose our heads now. All right. I know it's a gummy worm, but it's all right. Breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your sister? And she's gonna point up to Jane.
No, definitely not my sister.
Well, then you should definitely ask her out on a date, because she is mighty fine. All right, where's your sister?
Mighty fine.
No! Josie, please. I just very weakly point at my sister.
Yeah.
You must be Sarah. And she's gonna, like, fly on up to her.
She's across the, like, it's this long, like banquet hall, like convention center, and in the middle is the dragon. Between it and you, between the cottage and you guys, is the dragon, is the worm.
It's not knocked out, is it? It's
no, it's up there. It's like looking for the next thing to attack.
All right. Well, how do we get from here to there?
And I'm not saying you can't fly by it. I'm just warning you that it is very much alive and may attack you as you try.
Okay, alright. Any ideas there, Doctor?
Are there any like little like hidey spots, like little areas where you can't see me? Where I was hiding earlier for my speech?
So the podium that you use for speech is knocked over, and you could use it as kind of like some cover. Along the sides of the banquet hall, like are like there were some banners kind of that were hanging, like grand opening is kind of like fallen down, and so like kind of at the angle you could kind of walk behind that and take some cover. But overall, it's gonna be difficult for you to try to like sneak by the worm, I will say that, without some sort of distraction or something to catch its eye.
Maybe, I'm just saying maybe your bird friend could be bait for a few minutes while we skitter on by. Just thought.
Doc! What the fuck did you just say?
It's fine, I can do it. I'm just,
that was our one F-bomb for our PG-13.
Just one.
If you didn't hear, I'm one of the chosen ones, so I thought maybe it'd be alright if I stayed alive and dear bird friend of yours.
Right?
It's fine. I'll do it.
I'm gonna. Oh, she's okay.
Okay, so let's go ahead and roll initiative, you two. Actually, you know what? Let's everybody roll initiative.
Oh,
We're gonna have
gosh.
2 battles happening at once here. This is gonna be fun.
Mine's so bad.
17.
Oh, good, Jess.
It's not bad, Doc.
You're with me, Darrington.
Okay. Anybody get 20 or higher? No. Okay. 15 to 19.
Oh.
Puck did.
What? Puck? What'd you get?
Wait a minute.
I got a 21.
21 for Johnny.
I'm sorry for the delay. I was trying to rise myself to Trixie's level and Google some 1800 slang.
Oh.
It's not good, you guys. It's not
Yeah. Yeah. That's gonna be.
I have.
Oh, no.
I have advantage on initiative rolls. Okay, that's better. Let's do that.
Whoa,
Yes.
it's just me back here.
So Johnny, you have a 21. Anybody get 15 to 19?
15.
15 for Trixie.
17.
17 for Dolittle. Okay, and then Hercules, what'd you get?
5.
5, got it. Okay. Okay, we're gonna start with Johnny. So this Cyclops is coming down at you. What do you want to do?
Oh, looks like we're gonna have to wake the snakes. I hate it. Bad.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Get into mischief.
Okay, great.
I love it.
So I'm gonna I suppose this is be an action to eat one of my magic seeds. So I'll pop it into my mouth like a good old sensu bean. And now I will have. Oh shit! That's until the end of my next turn. That's fine. That's fine. I don't want to get hit too hard, since I'm gonna. And that's a bonus action.
Mhm.
So bonus action, I will eat a seed, and then I will try and dash around to I want to say the back of the Cyclops, because either way, if he turns around, he'll be facing Hercules. He'll be facing me and not Hercules.
Okay.
So I'll try and dash around to the back of the Cyclops and smack him with my walking stick, which feels a bit like an ant trying to take out a people.
Cool. So sorry, you're using a seed for what?
For my
Is it apple today or?
that's the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Resistance.
So I'll
to
have-
non-mag. Okay. Cool. So that's a bonus action, and then you're gonna use your movement. So you won't be dashing, but you'll be moving around to the backside. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and make the attack.
Okay.
Hey.
22.
22. Fantastic. All right. Damage is 10 points.
So I'll just like try to jam my walking stick in between that soft spot between your Achilles tendon, which might be a friend of yours. I don't know. And
I knew him.
yeah.
I knew Achilles. Okay. Sick. So that gets you cool. And okay. Okay. Fantastic. You and it goes. Yeah, it's like this giant baby. Cool. That's your turn. We're gonna go to Dolittle.
Okay. Remind me, Trixie, did you run off to run distraction or run off to go to
I
the...
did. I'm gonna distract the worm.
Got it. Cool. Just in case, for my poor bird Josie. I'm gonna hand Josie a little biscuit, an AC boost biscuit. Okay. +2 to AC for 10 minutes for poor birdie Josie.
Fantastic.
And then...
So, are you using Josie as kind of like your call to the wild feature?
I can.
Which essentially allows them to be like a temporary companion to you.
Oh, sure.
Okay, so Josie will share your turn in the initiative, but basically has her whole action and move to herself.
Okay.
So you can control her as well. You may want to Google, like, we can give her like a Raven stats or something like that if you want to Google like Raven.
In my head, she was like a macaw kind of looking thing.
Totally, but I don't know that there's a macaw
Raven
5e or not. Fine, you can find one. Anyway, so you give her an HP boost, which is going to add 2d6 for her. And then, is there anything else you want to do in this turn? That was your bonus action.
Right. Isn't Call of the Wild an action, though? Or is it because Josie's with me?
I will allow, like, you before you got to this scene, you could have used that action.
Okay.
She was already there, so that's fine.
Makes sense. Oh, I can do mimicry.
So,
cute.
To be clear,
Sorry,
you have your action and move, and also Josie's action and move.
All right. I'm gonna ask Josie to go just a little bit ahead of me towards the cottage to get Sarah's attention.
Okay.
And then I'm going to be as far away from this worm while also making my way towards the cottage.
Okay.
And just keeping an eye on said beautiful creature. Can I use my daily checkup on it, though? To see what the heck that thing is.
Absolutely. Yeah, use an action. Your keen eyes allow you to gather information in any scenario. As an action, you may try to analyze a creature or humanoid. An unwilling target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw. Let's see. Against your DC, which is 8 plus your intelligence modifier plus your proficiency. So 11 plus your intelligence.
So that's 13?
13?
So, yeah.
Your intelligence is +2?
+2, yes.
Okay, got it. So wisdom... Alright, so wisdom's -1. So yeah, it succumbs to your analysis, giving you the following benefits. You recognize the target's weak spots, giving advantage to the next attack against it, whether that be from you or Trixie. You can call out like a weak spot on it. Also, you get to know its vulnerabilities, resistances, immunities, and condition immunities. So you know this. Looking at this thing, it is definitely made of like a gummy, gelatin material, which it is resistant to any kind of like water and also force damage. It is immune completely to charm and to sleep. And it is vulnerable, however, to fire and lightning.
Fire and lightning. Got it. Ooh, I have nothing.
And yeah, again, the next attack has advantage against it. So that is your turn. Josie flies ahead and kind of swoops around the cottage. Sarah, you're too busy analyzing the worm, but Josie does see below that Sarah sees her and then looks over and sees you, and oh no, she's very worried about you.
I have a shovel. It's fine.
Okay, good. We're gonna go to Trixie next.
All right. So, I was thinking I'm gonna try to use my floss whip to grapple this thing. With advantage, does that help at all, or no?
Oh, right, because it's a saving throw. It's more like a spell than an attack.
I know.
No.
No.
You won't waste the advantage. I'll say that. Like it says again on the next attack. So as long as basically on the next time it could be used. So whoever makes an attack against it will get it. But yes, you don't get advantage on this one, unfortunately.
All right, you gummy dummy, it's time to go to bed. She's gonna try to whip it and get it to be grappled.
Okay.
And it needs to succeed, let's see, on a dexterity or strength saving throw. And I gotta figure out what my DC is.
Right. So
plus dex plus proficiency.
So we'll say it's gonna use dex.
Okay.
I got a 15.
Okay, so if mine's 8 plus dex plus proficiency, what is that?
So
8
11 plus your dex modifier.
4?
So 15.
Uh-huh.
So let's see. I think it meets and therefore beats it.
So it doesn't work?
Doesn't work.
All right.
It got a 15 as well.
Dang it.
But good try.
My floss just snaps.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anything else for you?
He's a big molar, ain't he? And she's gonna try to keep its attention and just fly in the opposite direction of where the doctor is to keep its line of sight on her instead of the doctor.
Yeah, and since you attempted to, like, it actually does kind of whip its head over towards you, noticing you. So that does help.
That'll work.
Next up is the worm, the gummy worm. And actually, ironically, Jane got the same initiative as it did, 14. So they actually take simultaneous turns, really. The gummy worm is going to try and its maw opens up, and it's going to try and like just snatch you like a fly out of the air. So I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy. Okay.
The DC 14.
Do I just hit the? Wait. Which one do I hit? Oh, okay. I see. Dexterity saving throw. All right, let's go.
Hey.
21.
And I should mention, I think you have advantage on these, but not that you need it. You got a 21.
Possibly. Yeah. I'll check though for next time.
Okay, so success. So you are pushed back 5 feet as it just kind of, and you just kind of dodge out of the way. Barely missing you, which is very good for you.
Mother of milk duds. All right, that's how we're gonna play.
I think Jane at that point calls out, "Over here, you big ugly!" And it kind of like turns and looks at her. She's up on the scaffolding above, and she just like she picks up like a thing that you'd find on a scaffolding. She finds a pipe, chucks it. It just like kind of bounces off of the gummy worm. But it's kind of got 3 targets it's looking at now, so it's all over the place. The Cyclops goes next. And the Cyclops is going to come down with the column towards you, Hercules.
Mm-hmm.
Were you able to get back to full during your short rest?
Not full, but I'm pretty good. I'm better than I was.
Oh, you have a really nice looking apple.
Tea.
That's true.
That
You do.
apple though.
That's true.
Apple, though.
Let's see. That is a holy moly. His that's intense. That is a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. It's 10 points bludgeoning.
Cool.
On you, my friend. And then so it cracks down. It's going to try one more attack here. But that one, a 13 doesn't.
No.
Okay, great. So that one misses.
Ooh.
Yeah, rolled real crappy that time. So the Cyclops cracks, part of the marble like cracks, water splashes everywhere. It did miss the fountain though. And you know all you have to do is get that fountain to take you to Olympus, and then you should be fine. You know, this thing is huge. Do you think Hercules has fought a Cyclops before?
I don't think so. I think he's heard of him, but he's never done one himself.
So much bigger than you thought. That's the size of like 2 buildings stacked on top of each other. 2 of your, Athenian buildings. Anyway, Hercules, it is your turn.
Okay.
And then we're back to Johnny. So be ready.
So here's what I'm thinking. Can I don't know if this is allowed within the confines of my turn. Can I ask Johnny to throw me a seed?
Yeah, you can do a couple different things here. I'm not sure. So you could hold your turn if you wanted to, and then just go after Johnny, so putting you in a new place. Actually, I guess since you're at the bottom, technically you couldn't do that. But no, it's fine. Screw the rules. Yeah, that's fine. I'll allow it.
Here's my second question. I want to eat my apple, but I also have an attack that I want to do. Can both of those things happen?
Yeah, so eating the apple we'll just call a bonus action.
Okay.
Kind of a house rule there.
I won't attack again if this attack ends up being successful.
Like taking a health potion?
Yeah.
That's
For
what
yourself
I'm
as
thinking.
a bonus action? Yeah.
Well, technically the rules state taking a health potion is an action. But
we do it differently
I
in
know.
my home game.
90% I feel like of people do bonus action house rule, so and that's fine with me. That's fine.
Whatever you say.
You eat an apple real quick, like corn on the cob.
How much does that...
one bite and its effects take hold. So it does 2d4 plus 2. Right?
2
Yeah.
d4
Hey, that's great.
plus 2 is a 9.
9 points, yeah.
Thank goodness.
You almost got max there.
Phew.
Okay, so you
It's a
heal
really
up.
good apple.
What do you want to do for your action?
If Johnny can just chuck a seed at me through the air, I'm gonna see if I can't baseball bat it with my club right into the Cyclops' eye.
Oh, nice. So here's what I'll say. I'll call this a help action. So I will say that you will take your turn to help Johnny use his bag of seeds. So when you roll for bag of seeds, Johnny, if you choose to do that, like Hercules is basically calling out like batter up.
Boy.
If you choose to do that on your turn, then you'll have advantage to get it at the Cyclops' eye.
With the hope that it is stressed enough that we can finish our prayer and get out of there.
Here's my thought on that. I only have 1 magic seed left.
Oh no.
For the record, your bag of seeds is different than your magic seeds.
Oh.
So your bag of seeds is nearly infinite. You know what I mean? We don't have to keep track of that. So this is just be a bag of seeds attack, not one of your magic seeds that has a very specific use.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case, it's dealer's choice because I have a bag of seeds, but I also have a pocket full of acorns.
Ooh. The acorns, that'll probably hurt more.
I got a pocket full.
Johnny, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
All right, yeah, I will definitely take like just a fistful of seeds and just like hurl as many and hope that one of them just like gets velocity.
Fantastic. Roll bag of seeds with advantage.
Okay.
Also, fistful of seeds it would be like a really cool Western.
I was like, it's my new band's name.
Yes.
So that's a 12, but with advantage.
Yeah.
22.
22 hits. And since you are getting the extra velocity there, go ahead and double your damage die because you're getting Hercules' strength behind it.
Okay, so that would have been a 6.
So yeah, okay. 6.
Yeah, poke him in the eye.
So 6 points of damage, which doesn't seem like a lot, but as you throw some seeds up, and then Hercules just, and you just hear like 4 of them hit and fly up. One of them smack right in the Cyclops' eye. Ooh. So it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't like injure him that much, but he drops the column and both hands go to his head. So you have definitely distracted him.
This is it now. Here.
What do you do, Johnny? You have movement left.
I will duck between the Cyclops legs and like hold my hand out to grasp Hercules' hand or like forearm.
Okay.
And that weird like forearm hold.
Yeah.
Okay, sick.
That very Grecian forearm hold.
Yeah, right. All right. You get there, hold hands, clasp, and we go to Dolittle.
It's me. All right. What's Josie currently doing?
Josie
She's
is
just flying around my sister.
circling the cottage. Yeah, just waiting for you to tell her what to do, basically.
Okay, and then trying to get like the visual in my head. How far away is the worm in relation to the cottage right now?
Well, so okay, picture a large room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cottage is here on one end, near the entrance. You guys are kind of on this end, rushing towards it. The worm is like this big, taking up the entirety of the room. So
Amazing.
It's not a question of how far is the worm from the cottage.
So
It's
if I
like-
wanted to have a hack at it, I could do it. It's like not like I'm
yeah,
doing much traveling.
right.
Okay, cool.
I mean, yeah, you can keep moving along the side, but the worm is like just perpetually about 5 feet away from you. Like you're kind of just squeezed along the side there.
All right. Okay. Oh no. Okay. I just. I'm also equally as nervous as Dolittle. Giant worm in front of me. I have a shovel, and okay, he grips the shovel and he just whacks the worm with all his might.
Okay.
Because that's all he can do. There's no way I can
Sure.
get Sarah.
Sure. Go ahead and roll me an attack.
Oh, are you gonna do it? 16 for bludgeoning.
Okay. 16. I'm sorry. 16 does hit. So that is 4 bludgeoning. Okay. The first hit from you guys on the worm, it did take some damage from Jane beforehand. So yeah, it goes down to, okay.
It's dead. No.
You've killed it.
I did it.
So you go up and ting, and like clang. Except I take that back. It doesn't clang. It kind of slices through a bit of like
Ew.
the gummy, cuts through, and yeah, you see a bit of like some gummy ooze kind of sizzle onto the floor and like burn
Sick.
into the floor. Make me a perception check.
Pain. Okay. Perception. Got it. Oh, 5.
5. There is a giant worm in front of you, and it's terrifying.
Cool. Yep,
Great.
that's- I heard. Yes. And then
Anything
I'm gonna
else for
try
you?
head towards the cottage.
Okay. You can move a little further. You're about halfway through the room towards the cottage. Trixie.
All right. I got a question.
Yeah.
is there any kind of, like, since our worlds have collided, is there candy around?
Is there candy around? Yes, there is. Absolutely.
All right. Is there anything that would be hot? Like cinnamon, hot, red hot candy? Can I try to find something like that and throw this thing in the creature's mouth?
Make me a perception or investigation, I would even say, because you're looking for something specific.
Good. All right. Let's go with perception.
Okay.
Come on. 18.
18. You see, now the glass has all kind of broken in, of course, like I mentioned earlier, but
Sure.
there was like string lights, like those kind of like old school, very gas lamp kind of, electric lights, which honestly could be a hazard on its own. But dangling from those, along with those lights, are little cinnamon, like little red hots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I try to take one of those and throw it in the creature's mouth because it doesn't like fire or anything hot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
I don't know what that counts as. I was just trying to be clever.
No, that's great. Roll me. This will be a dexterity attack, basically.
Okay.
So this
Tell
will
me which roll, and I will.
just go ahead and roll for your dental scaler, because it should be the same.
Okay.
Like,
I
number.
could try to pry it open, its mouth open with that, or something. That works. Is that a 20?
Got a 30-20. That'll
20?
hit. Yeah.
What do you want to do for damage?
Sick. Damage? Yeah, I'll tell you in a second here.
Okay.
You chuck this thing, you kind of like, you take your scaler and just like get the kind of the upper lip of this worm as it like, and you just bombs away, drop drop one of these cinnamon things down there. It seems like it caused some discomfort inside the worm. But I mean, it didn't like explode or anything, so you're not really sure what kind of effect it had.
Oh, alright. I thought it'd be clever. Alright.
Let me be clear. You're not sure what kind of effect it had.
Okay.
That's what I said. So, just so you know.
That's fair.
I'm not saying it didn't do anything.
That's fair. Alright. Well, that's what she did.
Is that your turn?
I guess, I mean, I can't really do anything. Can I mean, as a bonus action, are you allowed to do a backhanded strike, or is that
That's
for rogue?
specific to specific classes like fighter or whatnot.
Okay, I don't know if I have that. Okay.
You'd have to have two. I think. Oh, that's specific to 2-weapon fighting. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then never mind. Then I think that's all I can do. Yeah. Let's say that's where we're at.
Okay.
The idea's Doc! So I'm throwing that down his mouth.
Great. The gummy worm is gonna go next. You are right there by its mouth, and it has recharged its breath weapon. So it is going to try and spew that at you. I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, good lord.
Of course, it's you, and you are nigh impossible when it comes to dexterity saving throws.
Try, so... Ooh.
Natural 20. There we go. Fantastic. So, you see it kind of like... and just... slew of, like, candy, hot acid just flies out. Now, you had it looking up, so it kind of... shoots up into the air, and you see it hits one of the string lights, which kind of causes like a little jolt of electricity as it dangles there, and then the acid kind of smashes onto that grand opening banner that's dangling, and it just starts to burn away. The Jane at that point calls out to you. Actually, I take that back. She doesn't call out. She's climbing. She's climbing up higher. And she takes her whole action to move. So we go to the Cyclops. It's holding its eye. I'm gonna roll with disadvantage here because it is stomping around as it moves about. Okay, so on Johnny, this is gonna be a 15 to hit.
Whoa, that's my armor class.
Okay. You got the might of a Cyclops foot kicking you at the moment.
I'm sure it's fine.
Oh, I rolled really well.
I have an apple.
16 bludgeoning. Oh, but you took that apple, so you are resistant to wait,
my next turn.
That's just for the one turn. Dang it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you take a full 16. And this thing kind of just like it doesn't stomp on you, but it does kind of like you grasp arms with Hercules and then get flung away, splash into the pond, kind of come up. You see the Cyclops there. Finally, its eye is like red and kind of like, strained. But it looks down at you and it just like lifts its leg and it is about to stomp on both Hercules and the fountain, destroying the fountain.
Justin, real quick, how much bludgeoning did you say?
16.
You sure?
Yeah. Why?
It's just really not a fun time.
It's a lot.
Oof. I'll tell you what, it's a big Cyclops.
Okay.
Yeah, you 16. So this thing is up and it's stomping down towards you. It's at that moment, Johnny, you are dazed, right? You are looking up. Hercules, I think, is a little more like concentrated on the fountain and whatnot, but Johnny, you are looking up towards the Cyclops, and you see, you hear, like as the Cyclops is standing still and like kind of slowly going in the air, the water, very Jurassic Park-esque, is rippling. Very similar to how it was before. You hear like footsteps, like huge thudding footsteps running towards you. You turn and look, and you see the thing that was creating those giant boot prints that you found last session. If you remember, they were talking about giants in the woods, and you found that humongous boot print, and you see, wearing a humongous plaid shirt and a pair of blue jeans and big boots, you see a man as he rushes forward, and with a large like pine tree in his hand, smacks into the Cyclops. It falls over, and standing in front of you, you see this figure who looks down at you and says, "Oh, hey there. Paul Bunyan's the name. You doing all right?"
Where I've had dreams like this.
The Cyclops starts to get up, and you see it just gets from nowhere, like bum rush, just a poof, and you see this humongous blue ox, like standing over the Cyclops, and Paul says, Attaboy, babe. You have just been saved by Paul Bunyan. Hercules, you're up.
Wow. That is a way to even the odds.
New combatant on the field.
Would it make more sense to try? Is there an action that I could take to speed the transfer process, or would it make more sense to?
Yeah, go ahead and make me a religion check.
Oh, which kind of check?
Religion.
Religion. I wonder where this landed for him. Not very high. 12?
12. Hercules, you... In all this chaos, you found a way to close your eyes. You can't unsee your brother. Iphicles is... You first see him slumped over, hurting, but then you think about him holding your arm, telling you he'd be there, and you feel that pulse of home. And with that, you shoot your eyes open, and beyond the statue is the waterfall. And you see, when you feel that connection, Johnny, you see this as well. The waterfall seems to part like a curtain. And through it, you see this cave opening. And you both feel the crystal is just inside that cave.
Can I help Johnny up? He's still in the pond, right?
Johnny, it is, yeah. Hercules, yeah, you can use your movement. You help Johnny up. Johnny, it's your turn. Really, I'll just allow both of you if you want to go ahead and start moving towards the cave, unless you want to do something else, Johnny.
Well, I'll look up to Paul Bunyan and I'll be like, "Thanks, mister." And then I'll like take Hercules' hand up and get to my feet and be like, "Okay, so we're gonna pray." Oh wow, look, it's already open. Thanks, singular god. And then like run towards
Singular god.
the opening.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Yeah, you hear Paul, "Hey, anytime, kiddo." And then Babe kind of like smashes into the Cyclops again. You hear this loud thud. And he says, "That's it, Babe. Show 'em what happens when you attack in our forest." And he starts walking over there. Tree kind of like hung over his shoulder and just kind of smiles.
If you think about it, Paul Bunyan is basically my anti-hero.
That's true. He's a lumberjack and you build trees. We'll get to that in the sequel. But for now, you two go towards the cave in this pond. That brings us to Dolittle.
Boy, so did I happen to see that spark and fire? Is it near me at all?
It is dangling above the worm. Yeah.
Dangling above the worm.
Sorry, the loose cable is dangling above the worm and just kind of has this like jolting ness to it. But yeah.
Did it catch anything? I thought you said it caught something on fire.
It didn't catch anything on fire. Sorry, the acid that the dragon spewed started to kind of disintegrate the banner, but it wasn't. It didn't cause a fire.
Sick.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm not gonna set Josie on fire. I'm telling that to myself as much as anyone else. Okay. Is there any way I can reach it? Is there any like scaffolding or stairs, anything?
You see Jane, who is above.
Jane.
She has like kind of like an acrobat kind of swung herself down, so she is hanging upside down with her knees kind of tucked into the ceiling. She's hanging down, and she lowers her whip, unravels. You have about a 10-foot gap before you could totally reach that whip, and she could swing you over to grab that cable. So you just, if you want to give me an athletics check to see if you can like kind of parkour up to that whip.
Okay. Dolittle looks up at Jane, looks her directly in the eyes, and suddenly is very overcome with like what he thinks may be what people have told him before is courage.
People have told him of this. I love it.
And he's gonna go reach up, grab onto the whip, and try his damnedest to go get that cable to set this lovely gummy creature on fire.
Fantastic.
Maybe.
Please do so.
All right. Say acrobatics.
Acrobatics, please.
Oh, okay. Pain. Oh no, where'd you go?
An 8. An 8. Now here's what I'm gonna say to you. Josie hasn't taken a turn. If you want Josie to give you the help action, I will allow it, and you can roll again.
Okay.
Also,
Josie?
didn't you get a point of inspiration last game?
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm gonna
so
do
you
it.
could just re-roll.
I'll re-roll it.
Or you could have Josie help you and then re-roll with advantage.
Yeah. Josie, little help here.
Yak! You're gonna kill yourself, but I'll help you!
Always the best. What a chum. Alright, with advantage. Acrobatics. Josie!
Josie! So, for the audience, first you rolled an 8, and then you rolled again with advantage, you got a 7 and a 6.
Oh my
I
god.
was 6
So-
afraid of...
Josie swoops down in an attempt to help you, ends up actually kind of like flying into your way as she thought you were gonna do something completely different, and you like and you feel like the rope is here, and you're like
Pain.
and then just and you fall. You're gonna take d6 of damage, 3 points damage
buddy.
here as you just hit the ground. Josie flies above like, Doc, what was that?
Oh! Coordination, buddy.
Okay, and with that, Trixie, it's your turn.
And she's watching this and she's like, oh, he's gonna do it. And she starts hearing the theme music as he's flying, and then just bam! Like, oh.
Yeah.
Sad.
Alright. Don't worry, I got you. And she has seen what he's going after, and she's gonna try to fly up, and she doesn't know how this works. She's like, what's electricity? She's gonna try to just jam it into the thing, I guess. I don't know.
Fantastic. Here's what I just remembered. After Dolittle did that analysis, nobody ever rolled with advantage after that on their next attack. So I will just carry that over to this one. Dolittle, you see Trixie going for this cord, for this wire, and she looks like she doesn't really know what she's doing. What do you say to her to give her the advantage?
Just stick it into that sticky thing!
Alright!
Yeah, and just like that, the medical analysis has come in from Dr. Dolittle, and go ahead and roll with advantage here. It'll just be it's gonna be a dexterity based roll, so you can just roll the scalar, but it's actually the cord, so it's gonna do different damage. But yeah.
Okay. Alright, so advantage.
Yeah.
Alright, there's one. Let's do another one. Let's take the 19.
The 19 will hit. So, this is going to be, it's going to be 6d6.
Wow. Okay.
And you will, it is vulnerable, so it'll do double damage. So whatever you get, we'll just double it.
Alright, so it's only going to let me roll 5d6. There's one, and then I can add another one. So 27.
27 doubled. to 54.
54?
Legendary.
Trixie.
All right.
How do you do this? How do you kill this gummy worm?
I'm gonna take the thing and stick it into the sticky thing.
And for a moment, nothing happens. But then,
Doc, I don't think it.
You feel the... And in a moment, the entire thing just lights up. It's like being electrocuted. It's like... as it... smoke starts to kind of come off of it, you can smell that kind of like marshmallow, burnt marshmallow type, like sugary, burning smell. And it kind of eventually the voltage kind of dangles there, flying off of it, and it charges right at you, Trixie. Mouth open, coming right at you, and then you see from inside of its mouth a little explosion. The cinnamon candy you put inside, charged up with the lightning, gelatin splatters everywhere across the room, and we are safely out of initiative in that round.
Oh no, did it splatter all over me?
It did. You're covered in gross jelly.
I'm just... Dolittle's just there like, oh no. Oh no.
Trixie, you and Dolittle kind of getting to your feet, you see that at the end of the corridor is the cottage, right? And Sarah is waiting there. John, are you all right?
Sarah, are you... I'm right here. I'm a little sticky, so please don't hug me. Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine, of course. I'm
just
fine.
fine. You're fine. Just
Yeah.
fine. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm clearly very fine as well. Me too.
What the hell's happening? As she says this, Trixie and Dolittle, you both go over there. You see, the people kind of scatter out into the room, kind of like, oh, we're safe. The monster's defeated. Sarah is there by the door. And you both see inside the cottage Hercules and Johnny. You walk into that cave, and you see a very similar sight that Trixie and Dolittle find. In the darkness of this chamber, you see that almost like a floorboard that is just slightly off, right? You see a slit in the middle of the air. Okay, like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with what's it called? The Dust. What's that show on HBO? Anyway, with the Golden Compass and that stuff. Anyway, so anyway,
Golden Compass.
Point being, there's a cut in the air just in front of you, and inside of that cut, both of you, all four of you, can see this glowing crystal.
Oh. I'm guessing that's it.
Do you see that, boy?
I think so.
I guess we should... What do we do? Touch it? Poke it? Prod it?
All very fine options, I'm sure. Let's start by maybe touching it.
That's what we've been after.
All right, well, let's go get it. I got a bag.
So, you all four, kind of in the same moment, reach out Dolittle, you aren't sure at first. You kind of look back. You see Jane standing there next to Sarah. While you're inside doing this, it seems like the two of them started talking. And Sarah turns to you. But
no, right?
and as all of you reach forward and kind of we see 4 hands grasping these 2 crystals at the same time. Flash. And you adjust your eyes and you are back in the crux. But this time, unlike before, there is no white room. This time, you see dozens of other people. All shapes and sizes, walking around this huge chamber. Through this this large chamber, huge ceilings, everything, but it's all like the walls are made of glass, right? It's like floor to ceiling windows on every side. And what catches your eye is just the vast nebula outside of the windows. You're in space. I mean, I don't know that some of you even have a concept of what space is, but it's the cosmos. It's beautiful and ever, it looks like it goes on forever. But you are on some sort of space station, basically. You see, like I said, dozens of other people kind of walking around. You see like what looks like a pirate walking next to an animated cartoon mouse, next to a caped figure with a long black cape and little, black horns. They're all walking down one hallway. You see down another hallway a small child in green attire, whose shadow seems to be walking next to him, along with a full-on grinning cat, and all kinds of insane figures are walking around, and it's all so much to take in that you don't even see in front of you. Almost I swear, did he just come out of nowhere? You see the man with the watch standing in front of you, as if he's always been there, and he says, "Nicely done, all of you." And you look around. All 4 of you are standing next to each other. You're not sure who the other people are, but he seems to be talking to all of you. Now that we have a bit more time, well, first of all, thank you for the crystals. I have taken them, put them in safe keeping, along with the others for now. But I'm sure you have questions.
You keep saying that.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry. For time's sake, I am on a bit of a crunch. Why don't I just go ahead and fill you in on a few more things here. So, I lied to you.
Oh, no.
I was scared that you wouldn't help otherwise. The truth is, your world, he looks at each of you, your worlds, like all the rest of them, can't be saved. Yet. Not until we gather not just your crystals, but every crystal. We must gather every crystal from every realm. And, well, if my theory is correct, only then can we reunite all the energy to save all the worlds. Only when we have them all together can we fix the fault, split them apart again, and send them and you home. Does that make sense?
But us? Shouldn't every realm have a hero or a champion?
Yes. Yes, of course. You're right. There are others, and he kind of gestures to some of those people walking around. He says, every realm chooses a champion, and each of you are the protagonists, if you will, of your own stories. I've tried to recruit all the others as well. Some of them chose not to come, and, well, let's just say not every story is going to make it through this. But one way or another, that crystal did make its way here. So, I hope you all are willing to help the greater good. I've found that, for the most part, a realm chooses its champion based on the merits they've shown. I've seen heroes of all kinds walk through these halls, but there are some who choose not to, and that is up to you. I can't force you to help, but I truly hope you will. So, are you in?
Boy?
Johnny is kind of oversensitized with this room full of characters. And for the first time since Mr. Watchman shows up, he looks over at Hercules and says, Mr. Hercules, I think that guy was lying. Oh. Oh.
Yes. Johnny, is it? I'm sorry for lying. I really despise lying. I was scared if I told you everything. Yeah. Some people I've made that mistake with before, and they've given up on the spot. So I find it's better if we all have a bit of hope. But I understand one way or another, and either way, I am on a schedule. When he says that, you hear, and he says, oh shit. And he says, and he just kind of says almost to nobody, but he seems to be talking to somebody who's directly in front of him. And he says, get your team ready and meet at the launch point. And then he turns to another, nobody's standing there in front of him, but he seems to be looking from eye to eye. And he says, go in 5. And then he turns back to you and he says, we have a lot to do, and I would really love your help with doing it. Are you in?
Well, darling, I'm in as long as I could get a wipey or something to wipe off this goo.
Right.
Off
Absolutely.
Of me.
Yeah.
Of course.
I need the khakis. Do you have khakis here?
Let me just...
The man needs some khakis, whatever those are.
He seems to reset his watch, kind of turning the dial, and flash. You all look at yourselves. You are back to full health. You are wearing whatever clothes you were wearing beforehand. And he says, sorry about the khakis. Perhaps in the future, but right now we're on a bit of a crunch. Is that a yes? He looks from each of you. Trixie, yes?
I'm all right if everybody else is.
Great. Johnny?
Johnny's looking at the bullet hole in his butt, and then he pulls pants up and he says, I'll do it, but I don't really like being lied to in the future.
Oh.
Is this the
Get used to
future?
it, kid.
Hercules?
Oh,
I'll help. But I agree with the boy. No more lies.
No more lies. Doctor?
I'll, if you don't mind me throwing up on this very nice shiny space station. Yeah, sure.
Great. And he claps his hands, and each of you feels yourself being like almost like pulled forward. And when you stop, you're all standing at a different place. In a different place in like this space station. You still see the cosmos outside, but you're standing on like some sort of like a helipad type thing. Like this kind of circular ring. He is standing behind you now, and you all kind of like turn around when you hear his voice. So, I am sending you out again. The four of you on a team. I think it works. Look at you. It's great. Now, there are a pair of realms that have merged, and these may not be as easy as the last ones. Remember, each world chooses someone to save it. So finding those people may help you out quite a bit. So when you land, try to find those people, see if you can figure out the heart of the story, find the crystals, get them out, and you have 4 hours. Good luck! And you all flash away, and that is where we'll stop tonight. Hooray!
Oh, heck.
we better get matching spacesuits.
Yeah. They can be
So, we have a surprise coming next week. So that will be fun. Sorry, we went a little later tonight, y'all. Had to make sure we got to that kind of ending just so I could set us up for next week. So, awesome. Hey, if you've been watching, we really appreciate you. We love you. Thank you for supporting and hanging out. We hope you enjoy what you're seeing. Give us feedback if you want. Have a good night, and we will see you hopefully Sunday morning for Tales of Equestria. If not, hopefully next Wednesday evening for the One Ring for Hobbit Day. And if not, at least next Friday to continue this story and see where these rascals end up. Until then, have a good night. Thanks so much.
Thank you.